The usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Yeah, well, you're to be forgiven for not commemorating the death of Tony Joe White.
Who?
With Poke Salad Annie.
Who?
Tony Joe White.
I don't know who Tony Joe White is.
Well, he, among other things, wrote the song Poke Salad Annie.
I don't know that song either.
You should.
What?
It's a great song. He
Poke,
was
P-O-K-E?
Poke salad. Poke. It's
Or
like
is it pork?
No, it's poke.
Oh.
A poke salad. It's a poke. A poke salad.
What is a poke salad?
Poke is it's like dandelion greens and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. She could make poke salad like nobody's.
Is that him right there?
That's Tony Joe White. He was he wrote a couple of other pretty well known. Let's see. He was 75. He wrote Rainy Night in Georgia. You know that song. Yeah, you do.
I know that one.
I know the night the lights went out in Georgia.
P-O-L-K. It is P-O-L-K, but it's poke.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it's a drummer for B-52's birthday today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's Maggie Roach's birthday today.
Maybe we'll do some B-52s for potty break.
What we could do Poke Salad Annie.
No.
Why?
Why are you pushing the poke salad on us?
It's a cool song.
It is a great song, but no.
You know the song, right?
I know the song.
And it is
it's
a
a
cool
great song, but no.
But no.
But why?
Because.
All right.
Because no.
Well, Jeannie, you should hear it, though. It's a good song. So you did that because that song is a great song.
On this day,
Yeah.
Bootsy Collins, bass player for Parliament Funkadelic.
Well, and the soul of.
67 years old.
Is that all?
Yeah.
God, I've been around longer than that. Hi.
You could have done Groove is in the Heart. You could have done that.
Groove is in the heart.
Bootsy's in that laughing.
Oh, is that him?
That's him?
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. No, that's not enough.
Sing it, baby. That's
See,
him.
now that
That's
makes
Bootsy.
up for not knowing Poke Salad.
Sing it, baby.
Oh man, tired.
You know, we got to start. I don't know why you guys are ignoring Halloween because it's fast
I'm not
upon
ignoring
us.
it.
We need to do like some Halloween songs, and Chainsaw Guy's got to come by. It's Wednesday next week. We only
Halloween
have a
is
couple
Wednesday?
Yes.
Well,
I'm just saying. I feel like you guys are ignoring Halloween.
No, wait a minute. Halloween is Wednesday?
Yes.
I don't know.
Chainsaw Guy. Well, Chainsaw Guy. Oh, Richie says he's coming by on Halloween. I think he'd be too busy.
I think because Halloween is on a Wednesday, it's canceled this year, isn't it?
No.
You can't do it on because I got school next day.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Now let me look here, because I've got a serious medical procedure on one of those days.
Don't have a serious
On the
medical
30th.
procedure on Halloween. That's not a good
I have it
idea.
on the 30th.
Halloween, baby!
There you go. How serious of a procedure?
Well, it's an outpatient procedure. They're putting wires on my spine.
Oh, you're doing that.
Yeah.
What I thought you weren't doing that.
No, I am doing that.
Is it scary for you?
Yeah, a little. It's what they term to be an experimental medical
Well,
procedure.
then you won't be here on Halloween.
Yeah, you won't be here
I
Wednesday,
will.
will you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
They think you will?
Yeah. Yeah,
Carrie, we better make up.
No. I will be. I will absolutely be here on the 30th, and I'll be here and on the 31st as well. The procedure will be on the afternoon of the 30th. I said I need it to be on the afternoon so I can go to work on that morning, and then I said, and I'll be able to go to work the next day. And he said, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Carrie,
Sure.
we need.
No.
Absolutely.
Part
Sure.
of the I'll tell you about it in detail on Monday. But part of the procedure, I'm having it so that I can function better. Part of the reason for having it is functioning. I'm functioning at a high level right now.
Yeah.
You can tell that.
Yes.
But even
I've always
better,
referred to you as high functioning.
Yeah, exactly. I'm high functioning. They say that about me. But even better, I'll be even better after this procedure, this experimental procedure. I even have a video that'll show you all about it. We might even be able to play it, some of it on Monday. I don't know. Anyway, let's get the show started officially with your check-ins, if you have a mind to do it. Call us at 877-602-9696. That's the number. You check into the Radio from Hell show, and it's just kind of give us a gauge of how many people are out there, how many people are even halfway interested in what we're doing.
How hard we need to try.
Right, and and if a few people check in and say, we'd like you to just leave us a little trail of breadcrumbs during the 4 hours of show that you do, just a couple of little drops of entertainment, that's all we need. Check in and maybe complete this sentence or tell us in 3 words or less, what do we do on the Radio from Hell show that makes you happy?
Oh, okay.
3 words or less. Sum it up. What do we do on the Radio from Hell show that makes you happy? In 3 words or less. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call and do that, okay?
All right. Thank you very much. We'll start the show coming up in just a few moments. First of all, it's the Gray Whale Entertainment Report. Friday is the international release date for all music. So that means new music, movies, games, records, and more to pick up at any of the locally owned and operated Gray Whale locations near you. Music, Chevelle, their new one. 12 Bloody Spies. I wonder if this was a misspelling.
Bloody?
B-L-O-D-Y.
Oh, bloody?
Yeah.
You want me to look?
Yeah, see if it's a misspelling. I would hate to think that they called their album Bloody.
Or Bloody Spies, maybe?
That's what I think it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Anyway.
I like Bloody, though.
Yeah, you're right. It's bloody.
Yeah, so it's a typo on whoever wrote this up. Saves the Day, their new one. 9 is what it's called. Street Sects. The Kicking Mule is out today. Unknown Mortal Orchestra. The name of the album is IC01 Hanoi. All right. Tom York has the Suspiria soundtrack out today. He did the soundtrack for that movie. And on movies, Gina, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
I'll be getting it.
Sorry to Bother You is out. And Blu-ray reissues of 2, I'll call them Stephen King classics, even though one is just Stephen King adjacent. Maximum Overdrive on Blu-ray and Creepshow, one that I genuinely love.
And he's in Creepshow.
He's in Creepshow. Jordy something.
You're a lunkhead.
You're a lunkhead. It's on Blu-ray. Go to graywhaleslc.com. They have real-time inventory searches, Killer Whale member discount availability. You can use your store credit for purchasing. They're constantly updating you on sales, promotions, and events. Trade in your old stuff for new stuff. They want your old music, movies, games, books, and vinyl records. Get cash or store credit toward the purchase of something new to entertain you. Join the Killer Whale Club. You'll receive a lifetime discount. Like and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Gray Whale SLC. That is your Gray Whale Entertainment Report.
X96 presents beer, bourbon, and barbecue. Saturday, October 27th at the Gateway.
Is it chilly weather yet?
I think
You
it's
want
all.
to eat chili?
Well, see, I had a little argument with my wife, and I just wanted to clear this up. I know it's September.
yeah.
That's-
I don't think
that's-
it's quite chilly weather yet.
Well, but you said
It's going to be like almost 90 today.
some friends of ours, our friends the Duncans, Linda had some surgery, so we made dinner for them, and my wife said to me a couple of days before, will you make dinner for the Duncans? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, well, I said, what should I make? Maybe I'll make lasagna. And then I thought, no. Dave's from an Italian family. He grew up eating Italian food, and his mother cooks Italian. I'm not going to make lasagna. I know, a big pot of chili. I'll make a big pot of chili. So I have all this planned, and then the day before yesterday, I said, well, I'm going to make that chili for the Duncans tomorrow. My wife said, well, chili?
It's hot.
It's not chilly weather.
It's not chilly weather. She's
and,
right.
I thought of chili when it was rain. It was rainy last week, and it was kind of rainy and drizzly. And I said chili, and then she said, "Well, it's not chilly weather." And I thought, "Come now, wait a minute though. I like a good bowl of chili anytime."
Chili is a.
Here's why. Actually, hot weather is chilly weather.
Yeah.
Why is it that in the Latin American countries, that's where all the spicy food is?
Yeah.
It's because it's so hot, they want to sweat so that it cools them down. So make it spicy, and it's chilly weather.
Yeah. I just don't understand why there has to be a certain weather for certain food.
No, it's like
if
Joe,
it's good chili,
Joe makes
anytime.
these stews, but he can only do it like in the fall and the winter. Like
But that's
having
mainly because he has clients in town.
No, but like you don't have stew in July.
Sure
Stew
you do.
Stew is a cold weather.
That's true. We make chicken noodle soup, and
You don't ever
and
do
we
it in the
only do
summer.
that when it starts to
Yeah.
get cold.
But you can do it.
But I think that you could, and again with the spicy, that's what I think.
I'm telling you, Richie goes to the soup kitchen any time of the year.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking like there are only certain days when you can have the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Like there's only those colder days. It's that same kind of thing. It's,
Okay. Well, that's fine. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead and pigeonhole yourselves. I'm going to be the guy who has grilled cheese and tomato soup any day of the week.
When it's 100 degrees
No,
outside.
I had
grilled
that a few
cheese
weeks
and-
ago. I had that a few weeks ago because we had tomatoes from Dad's garden, and we had too many.
So you made tomato soup?
So Sue made tomato soup, and we had grilled cheese.
By the way, you can always bring me more tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Smoked Gouda,
Yeah.
grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gouda.
So that's I'm going to be the guy because I like a good
You
bowl
break
of
the
chili.
rules there,
Anytime.
Phil.
Stu, you have Joe next summer.
Okay.
Right.
Have Joe make me a stew.
We'll have you over for stew.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
not following society's rules.
I'm not putting up with that chilly weather.
That's right.
I'm going to eat chili anytime I want.
Don't try to tell me.
Sometimes I felt a little tied down by a mortgage, kids. I felt
you're
tied down
you're
by.
pushing back.
That's it,
Push
baby.
back.
That's it.
Take that.
No more crap for me. I'm eating chili in the summer.
Take that, society.
In your face, man.
Always being held down by the man.
That's it. All right. Chili for me.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
down with your manners.
Exactly.
part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 622.
We'll officially begin the show here, but I must point out that President Trump was very angry all night. He was up all night.
Really?
Tweeting. He tweeted at 3 o'clock this morning. He was very angry about the New York Times story about him using his personal cell phone to tweet and to make phone calls. And he tweeted out very angrily at 3 o'clock this morning, I rarely use a cell phone. I rarely use my iPhone. And he tweeted that from his iPhone.
Well, this is one of the only times I ever...
All right,
on his phone all day.
Let's officially begin the show.
All right. Brought to you by SLFS presents Tower of Terror all month long at the Tower Theater. There's lots of seasonally appropriate fare for discerning horror buffs. Check out the whole lineup with all the terrifying information at slfs.org. And for random checker-inners, if they're calling, 877-602-9696, you could win Tower of Terror tickets.
Well, apparently only Tammy is concerned that we do a good show today. She's the only one who's checking in so far at 877-602-9696. But maybe somebody else will check in as we officially begin the program and telling you that the moon is 95.9% of full. It'll be full again not until November 22nd, Thanksgiving Day. The moon will set today at 9:47 a.m., today being Friday. It's the 26th day of October in the year of our Lord 2018. This is North America's most puckish radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, the Cucks of Communication, the Sons of Soros, Kerry Jackson, right there.
Hi, how are you?
He's right there. I'm Bill Allred, right here. That over there, that's Gina Marie Barberi. Is there a Teresa in there, too?
That's my confirmation name.
Gina Marie Teresa Barberi. Richard Thomas Stedman, or his apostolic name, R. Thomas Stedman, is the producer of the Radio from Hell show. Dylan Robert Allred, no relation to me, is producing video for the show. You can see it at x96.com/live. And who be here helping out?
Autumn.
Autumn is here helping out today with the program. And now we go to your check-ins.
All right. Oh, now the line's filled up.
Ah.
There we go. So let's begin with Tammy.
Tammy?
Hey, guys.
Hi, Tammy. Thanks for checking in with the Radio from Hell show. And, you know, we'd like you to complete a sentence for us or to say to us in 3 words or less, what about the Radio from Hell show makes you happiest?
You guys make me laugh.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's nice, Tammy.
I guess,
thank you, Tammy.
Do we
we'll
do
take
it?
That.
Do we do it fairly regularly?
Yes, fairly regularly. And I've listened to you guys for years. I've met all of you in person.
Were we nice to you when you met us in person?
Yes, you guys were. I won tickets several times.
Oh,
several times.
I was going to say let's give this woman some tickets, but we've given you tickets several times in the past, so you're not going to get them right now.
I don't care. It's not a big deal.
All right.
Tammy's lovely.
Thanks, Tammy. Love you.
Right.
See ya.
See ya. Let's go to Paul. Is this Paul?
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 Is it
Hello?
Paul?
Hi, Paul. How are you this morning?
Good. On my way to work.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm an iron worker. Reinforcing iron worker.
Yeah, Paul, 3 words or less, what do we do that makes you happiest?
Morning blues happiness.
Morning blues happiness.
Yeah, or do you have the blues and then you listen to us and you're happy?
Hello?
Yes?
What does that mean exactly? Can you interpret that, Paul?
That means that if I wake up really sad, you guys make the day.
Oh,
well, thanks. Thanks, Paul. Nice to hear from you. Thanks, and have a good day at work.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you. Let's go to Braden.
Braden?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. What do we do that makes you happiest?
Literally everything.
Well, that can't possibly
Come
be.
on.
I mean, think about it. You guys are my only entertainment in the morning besides my own thoughts, which let's not get into that one.
Well, no.
I mean, who else am I going to thank here? You guys put a smile on my face. You're all very, very funny and intelligent people, and very, very interesting to listen to.
Are you including Gina in that when you say you? Huh? Well, I'm just asking.
I'm sorry. Who's Gina?
Oh, hang up on him.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
All right, Braden. Thank you.
Thank you, Braden.
Thanks for checking in.
Let's go to Andy.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great. 3 words or less. What do we do that makes you happiest, Andy?
You guys make early mornings worth it.
Definitely. You have to get up early for work?
Yes, very early.
What do you do, Andy?
We went over this, I think, like a week or two ago. We had to do the construction testing for materials.
Oh, right. Okay.
All right. Andy, listen, hang on the line. We'll give you a couple of tickets to go to the Tower of Terror and see some horror movies, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Sure. Right, hang on. Let's see. Texts people sent. Pick on Gina.
That makes you happy.
Happy. Okay.
Smiles 4 hours. 4.
The numeral.
Numeral 4. Dock worker Mike says, my geek news. Have sane opinions.
Sane opinions.
Carry the coordinator. You're my heroes. Oh, here's my favorite one. 3 words. Well, not much.
It's honest.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Want a potato?
You want a potato?
Oh, congratulations.
Ryan won a potato.
Now, I was claiming that it was a nice big russet potato.
It's not?
Well, I don't. I thought maybe I'd better check that because
Don't
I haven't
promise
actually,
a russet if it's not a russet.
And I haven't actually seen the potatoes. They could be Yukon Golds. They could be Red Bliss. I don't know. So.
All right.
Fingerling?
They could be creamers. I don't know.
Find out. Oh, we need, that's not supposed to do that yet.
Can I do some traffic?
Supposed to do this, yes.
There's a crash westbound I-80. This is on your way out to Wendover. If you're headed out there for some early morning gambling. Crash westbound I-80. This one's in Immigration Canyon. No gambling there, but you might be on your way somewhere else. If you see something on the way to gambling or not, text it to us, 33986.
You know what you don't want to gamble with?
What?
Your plumbing. Yeah, you need something plumbed. I know who you should call.
Shamrock Plumbing?
You bet. Shamrock Plumbing. More than 30 years. Hey, you know, we need to talk about that run that they're having.
The Mayan
run, that 5K. I know that they're doing that. I don't have that copy in front of me. I just have the regular. They do this great charity thing every year, sponsor it, the Mayan 5K run, Shamrock Plumbing. And I'd like to tell you about it, but I don't have the copy right here.
Well, tell them about the plumbing.
Well, they're great plumbers. We know that. I've had them in my house now for many years. Whenever a plumbing crisis comes up, I've had 2 water heaters. Here's the Mayan stuff. Shamrock Plumbing sponsors the Mayan Miracle 5K Day of the Dead run every year. The 5K is on October 27th at Farmington City Fairgrounds. To register for the 5K, go to register at mmf5k.org. All the proceeds from that event go to help the burdens of those living in remote villages in the Yucatan Peninsula. So do that, please. Just go to Mayan Miracle 5K Day of the Dead. Go to register at mmf5k.org.
John Smith hosts a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
I can talk about this now because my wife's Christmas party is over, the one that she has at work. And one of the deals is they do a white elephant every year, and it's an exchange, and then they do that. I don't know what's it called, where it's like, I'll take that, and you have this.
Or you do like
a big swap.
Yeah, like
What's
a
it called?
like a barter. I don't know the
something
technical
swap.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she went on an Etsy site, and she sent for these crocheted coasters.
Cool.
That was the gift she was taking to the party.
And the reason they were funny is they were shaped like cats' butts. So they were round, and there was a
little butthole
in the middle, and then there were little legs and a tail. Okay, so someone had crocheted those.
Okay.
So she sent for 4 of those.
Okay.
Because it was like an Etsy thing, the packaging that they send is not going to be professional.
Right.
So just essentially the person stuffed them in an envelope and put them in the mail.
In fact, the cheaper you can send them, then maybe you can keep a little bit of the postage on your end. Sure.
Exactly. So we get the envelope, and it's in this plastic bag. We care.
We care.
From the Postal Service. Now, I like the Postal Service. I like our post office. I like our postal workers.
I think the U.S. mail is great.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
This envelope was soaked in some kind of chemical that smelled like paint thinner.
Huh.
But I like the fact that above the "We Care," someone had taken a label maker and made the little label that says "leaked on."
So there was an accident.
So there was some sort of accident with a chemical that they were mailing that smelled like turpentine.
And they put it in that plastic bag.
Yeah.
And then
So were the cat butt coasters ruined?
Surprisingly, no. She was able to get them cleaned up, and they had a slight smell of paint thinner or turpentine or whatever.
Well, that just made them better.
Yeah.
But anytime I mail a package, they ask me, "Is this flammable?" Or clearly the liquid that leaked on these cat butt coasters was flammable. Some people get to mail flammable stuff, and some do not.
Or they lie.
Or they lie.
Yeah.
But I just.
Well, that's nice. So the Postal Service rescued the.
Well, they just put it in that bag.
Oh, they put the whole envelope.
Yeah,
in
they put the whole envelope in the bag.
So it wouldn't get on other things.
So it
too.
wouldn't get on other things,
Because we care.
Sorry about your cat butt coasters. Gag gift.
Yeah.
But the other, whatever it is not going to get leaked on because we got it taken care of.
What's the fine print underneath all of that?
We sincerely regret the damage to your mail during the handling by the Postal Service. We hope this incident did not inconvenience you.
Okay.
We realize that your mail is important to you and that you have every right to expect it to be delivered in good condition.
It's not a personal message. It doesn't go into, we know these valuable cat butt coasters.
It's sincerely your plant manager, processing and distribution.
Oh, I see.
Clock.
He'll be at Wise Guys this weekend.
He's stand up, huh?
Yeah.
I just know him mainly as an actor.
Well, let's talk to him about that
We
at
will.
7 o'clock.
All right. It's on the way. We also have some emails of interest. But right now, big boy news and Opinioendo brought to you by.
When life feels like it's crashing down on you from above, Lifetime Roofing is here to offer you peace of mind in that home of yours. You and your family have your own personal fortress of reassurance. Roofs at Lifetime Roofing are simply better than everyone else's, period.
Well, this is probably why Sean Means wasn't here yesterday. Well, he was probably working on this big story.
What's that?
Donny and Marie Osmond will be ending their long run at the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas next year. Yep.
See him while you can.
Next year's our final year, Donny announced on a Las Vegas TV talk show. We've been talking about it for a long time, but definitely our countdown has started. It was supposed to be 6 weeks at the Flamingo.
6 weeks.
It'll be 11 years, and it will be the end.
Donny,
the final show.
Donny, quit dyeing your hair.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Let him have it,
no,
Gina.
You look fine, all salt and peppery.
He
Just
looks
let it
fine.
go.
He looks fine with that unnatural black Wayne Newton hair.
No, he doesn't. Let it go.
We've been talking about it for a long time, but definitely the countdown has started. It was supposed to be 6 weeks at the Flamingo. It'll be our last. The final show will be November 16th, 2019. So remember that, because we'll start doing the countdown next month, okay?
My mom, I'm sure, will head down there one last time.
Well, because her good friend Marie will want her there.
Yeah.
Donny and Marie started their run at the Flamingo in 2008, and their popularity was such that the 6-week run just kept getting extended, and the tickets are cheap.
Puppy love?
Wow.
You have that in there?
Wow, you're good.
Well, that's because her mother played this stuff all around the house all the time.
Think so?
I know so.
Hush.
And they called it Puppy Love.
Donny turned 61 in December.
Let it go, Donny. Be
And
Marie
alleges she turned 59 earlier this month.
Marie looks great.
You know where they were born, don't you?
Soldier of Love. Ogden.
Ogden, Utah. To George and Olive. George and Olive, good friends with my grandparents. Ralph and Marie Wheelwright.
I used to like this.
They have been now the Osmonds were pretty good in their day.
They could dance.
Yeah, they were pretty good. They have also been unofficial ambassadors of their faith as lifelong members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I had the Barbies.
You know, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I had the Donny and Marie Barbie dolls.
Donny made his TV debut in 1963 at the age of 5, singing "You Are My Sunshine," when his 4 older brothers performed on the Andy Williams Show. Marie was 4. You know how they were discovered? Of course, they were singing at Disneyland. The brothers. They were, a barbershop quartet. Little kids doing barbershop quartet at Disneyland.
There's a chat room person. I met Donny once. He was peeing in the urinal next to me in the Vegas airport.
You sneak a peek? Sneak a peek?
If it's Donny, I guess you do, don't you?
Sure. Well, the shooting up at the University of Utah, the story gets kind of sicker and more bizarre. Lauren McCluskey, lovely young woman, track star at the University of Utah.
Clearly beloved.
Who was shot by Melvin Sean Rowland. She met Sean Rowland in just September 2nd at a local bar where he was working as a bouncer, began a relationship with him. He visited her often at her residence hall, built friendships with other students in the building. While police didn't specify the bar, Fox 13 has reported Rowland worked in the past as a bouncer inside Maxwell's East Coast Eatery. Black Diamond Security Group said Thursday it had ended its relationship with Rowland about a month ago. The state is now investigating that company, and I heard this morning that Black Diamond Security was out of Magna, and they don't have a business license, and they've shut their doors, and they're nowhere to be found.
Because we were wondering how someone with the record like he had could be a security guard.
In October, McCluskey learned Rowland's real identity, Ms. McCluskey did, including that he had lied about his age. He's 37 and had not disclosed that he was a registered sex offender. She invited him to her dorm room, confronted him with the information, and broke off the relationship. He admitted his sex offender status but denied the age difference. McCluskey told Roland.
Wait a minute. That would be the thing you'd think you'd deny the other one. And
she told Roland she was ending the relationship, but allowed him to spend the night, borrowed her car the next day to run some errands. Jill McCluskey, Lauren's mother, contacted Campus Dispatch the next day to request a security escort to help her retrieve her car from him. University police contacted Lauren. She first declined assistance, saying Roland was going to drop the vehicle off at her apartment, and she felt comfortable with him doing that. A dispatcher told Lauren she would have security officers near the building just in case. Lauren called back and said the car was dropped off at the Rice Eccles parking lot, and she needed a ride to pick it up, which a security escort provided.
Okay.
Then on the 12th, Lauren McCluskey contacted University police reporting she had received suspicious messages that she believed were from Roland's friends. The text said that Roland was dead and it was her fault. But she found he had recently posted on social media disproving that claim. Such posts were a violation of his parole terms, which prohibited him from using social media. He wasn't supposed to be on social media at all. So he was faking it and saying they were from his friends. She didn't feel any danger, though, she said, and she felt his friends were trying to lure her out of the dorm. McCluskey again contacted University police the next day, said she'd gotten more messages. So McCluskey said he was demanding money in exchange for not posting compromising photos of her. She sent him $1,000 in an account that he demanded.
Oh, she did?
Hopes, yeah, in hopes of keeping the photos private. Police took a report, pulled Roland's criminal history, but they didn't learn that he was on parole for some reason. This is the campus cops, and assigned a detective to follow up on possible charges of sexual extortion. Then on the 16th, a parole agent spoke to Roland, but University police had not communicated with adult probation and parole. Seems there's not a lot of communication going on here for some reason. Then on October 19th, there was an investigation of extortion charges.
By campus police?
Yeah. McCluskey got another threat. Then through the 19th through the 22nd, there's video showing this guy at various campus locations stalking her. But they didn't know it at the time. They've now they've gone around and looked at all of the campus video, so they found that after the fact.
But so she reported things multiple times.
Yeah, but a couple of times, several times she reported, but she said, I can handle it. I can handle it. I'm not, But then on the 22nd, he confronted her in the parking lot outside of her residence. She was returning from a night class. He grabbed her, dragged her to a different part of the lot, and then shot her. So that was on the 22nd at 8:20 p.m. Then he went to another woman's apartment and showered.
After that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Then she dropped him off at a coffee shop, and then I don't know how the police got wind of where he was, and they followed him to the church, and that's where he shot himself. Pretty bizarre. And there's still a lot of holes.
There's a lot to unpack here.
A lot of holes. Former Vice President Joe Biden was mailed 2 pipe bombs.
He was the only person that got 2. I think.
No, Maxine Waters.
Oh, did she get 2?
Yeah, she got 2.
And the only reason Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the former head of the Democratic Party, got one is because the return address on all of these pipe bombs had been a total of 10 or so. All of them, the return address was Debbie Wasserman Schultz on all of them. One of them, and I forget to who it was sent, was undeliverable, so it was returned to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She was not one of the targets initially. It was just returned to her. It was
returned to sender.
Yeah. Joe Biden got 2 for some reason. None of these, except the one to George Soros, got anywhere close to the intended people. They've all been stopped at postal centers.
None of these people get mail directly to their house. It all goes through.
They've all been, all of these have been tracked through the same place in Florida, to some place in Florida. So whoever's done this, they've all originated in Florida. Former Vice President Joe Biden has pleaded for the country to choose hope over hate in his first public statement since becoming a target of these explosive devices.
What does our president say? Does he say something,
You in court, don't worry about it.
positive?
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them.
He said something initially that was pretty calm and positive, and then later on went on attack against the media.
Mm-hmm. In the middle of the night last night, he was doing.
Well, at his rally as well, and there were chances of his rally the night after several bombs were discovered. At his rally, there were chances of lock her up, and then last night he attacked the media. This is all the media's fault.
Okay, just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise.
Joe Biden says we've got to have hope over hate. We've got to turn off this hate machine. We've got to come together, Biden said during an appearance at an olive tree in Lancaster, New York, with congressional candidate Nate McMurray. The American public, all over the nation, people want us to be more civil. They want us to choose hope over hate. A seventh child has died as the result of an adenovirus outbreak at a New Jersey medical facility, which received 6 health citations by the state as recently as 2 months ago. Adenovirus.
These are really sick babies already. They have really compromised immune systems.
Okay.
So
a total of 18 medically fragile children at the hospital Haskell facility have been infected with the virus. It's common among kids, apparently. Authorities announced the death of 6 of those children. 11 are still very ill. But that's really sad, and it's this facility has been cited for having problems, and they should remove the children and shut it down. Looks like Jennifer Lawrence has a new boyfriend.
Good for her.
She was what's his name? His name is Cook Maroney. I don't know who it is. He's a gallerist.
A gallery, like an art guy?
I think he owns an art
gallery. Okay.
Yeah, his name is Cook Maroney.
He looks like his dad owns an art gallery.
Yeah.
My dad lets me run this gallery, Jennifer. You want to go have coffee? That's a good painting, huh? Sure is. Let's go have coffee.
Chicks dig art.
They do. They really do.
Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, of course, they split up.
Of course.
But she says it's okay. I have a new love in my life.
Already?
She does. It's her little pet pig, Piggy Smalls.
Oh, adorable.
It
Carrie,
really
I'm
is.
surprised you don't have a pig yet.
It is a cute pig. It is a cute pig, and this is not one of those pigs that's going to get big and ugly.
Oh, it's a tiny pig.
Yeah,
It will stay.
I'd want one of those because I've raised the others.
They want to eat you.
They want to eat you.
Ariana Grande says, "I have no idea what I did to deserve this little pig."
Well, you bought him.
But she's so great.
The pig didn't choose you out of a lineup.
She's a pig. And I've written songs about her.
I've written songs about her.
Well, he wrote a song about Pete Davidson, too.
Yeah, well, I think the pig is probably smarter than Pete Davidson as well. All right, sports, weather, traffic?
So in sports, you've got the Red Sox and Dodgers tonight at 6 p.m.
This would be in L.A.?
Yes. Utes will be in L.A., too. They're playing UCLA. That game is at 8
tonight.
8:30 tonight, and then BYU is tomorrow. They play Northern Illinois, and Utah State has New Mexico. That is also tomorrow. That one is at 2:00. The Jazz, let's see, they play tomorrow at 5. The Pelicans, which is a stupid mascot for New Orleans, but I mean, I guess it's a good mascot for New Orleans because there's a lot of pelicans.
Pelican. My mouth can hold more than my belly
but
can.
it's hard to get excited for the Pelicans.
I'm excited for pelicans.
Are you?
Yeah, I like pelicans.
Okay. You can get excited about the weather because it will be gorgeous this weekend. We stayed cloudy most of the day yesterday. Today will be mostly sunny and warmer than yesterday, 66 for a high. And traffic. So there was a rollover, I-80 westbound near Wendover, a semi rolled over. No injuries apparently, and they've opened the shoulder for traffic to get through. That's the only incident so far this morning, unless you want to report one to us. It's fun. Do it safely. Oh, here's somebody did. Accident southbound 215 west side. The middle lanes are blocked just south of 47th South. Thank you, friend of the program. Also, somebody says crash at 62nd South at Redwood. See, we wouldn't have known those things if you hadn't sent them in to 33986. It's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
Well, you know, if you are looking for something special.
Why would you do that now?
Yeah.
Don't do that now.
I don't do that
It's
now?
emails of interest.
It's emails of interest now.
And that's brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power. Being WhatSmart, your business has the power to reduce energy use, save money, earn cash incentives. Learn more at whatsmart.com.
Emails of interest.
The emails of interest, one of them says, why does Bill get ahead of himself sometimes?
You just want the show to be over.
Yeah,
well, we all want it to be over.
I just get excited about the sponsors, that's all.
That's the only reason you come in.
Yeah.
If you have an email of interest, radiofromhell at x96.com. Perhaps we'll read it if it's interesting.
Let's do this one first. This is from Joseph Bradford. So a while back, I called in during the morning check-ins, and what followed was a very pleasant conversation with the three of you. While I had called into the Radio from Hell show before, it had been many years since doing so. If talking on the phone makes me nervous, then you can imagine my dread when it comes to talking on the radio. But I found that talking to the three of you on the radio was very comfortable and easy. You guys went a long way toward making me much more relaxed, and I found the entire experience to be rewarding. So thanks for that. It's much appreciated. Carrie, Geek Show says, hey.
Hey.
Bill, I don't drink, but you can have a double in my honor. And Gina, please remain seated. I don't want you to exert yourself.
Nope, I'm sitting down right now.
As always, have a good day, lords and ladies, and I hope to talk to you again sometime. This is from Joseph Bradford, International Shipping Specialist, Asia and South Pacific, Asia North and South Pacific for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Distribution, Salt Lake City. Okay?
Thank you.
And this one, Dear Radio from Hell, I hope this will be an email of interest.
Well, we'll see.
I've been catching up on Gina's Remain Seated podcast, which, due to the chemistry between her and this fresh young personality, Festus, that has recently come on the scene, it's quickly becoming one of my favorites.
Aww.
I just listened to the episode titled The Future of Radio.
Oh.
Wherein Gina mentioned that some internet people have suggested forcing listeners to listen to live radio by shutting down podcasts of the show. This struck a chord, and I will try to be as succinct as to why. I've been listening to you since the 90s in high school, and I've been a 5 days a week, 4 hours a day listener for years.
That's all we ask.
It's not much. That's just 20 hours of your life a week, which would not be possible without the streaming or podcasts. If I miss some of the show due to a meeting, for example, I just always go back and podcast what I miss.
This is what we try to tell management when they want to get rid of the podcast.
I have made every effort, however, to log at least some time listening on the radio, usually during my hour commute. In the past month, one major thing has changed after a lifetime of living in Utah. I recently moved to Alaska.
Great.
Oh, my.
Because reasons, not the least of which is buying vodka at Costco. Now, I am solely dependent on streaming and podcast to get my radio from hell. After all of this time, I think you guys probably know how much your core audience connects with you. We like to think of you now as our base audience, the base. No, not to make it weird, but you are our friends. I remember when Festus was born, which is part of the reason I so enjoy listening to him and his mother together now. I also know that I am not the only Utahn who listens to you religiously. Did I make it weird? I probably made it weird. So I just want to say thank you for letting me stream. Thank you for letting me listen. Thank you for letting me podcast. Even if I no longer have any impact on your ratings, and please don't let them take my ability to connect with you away. I wish I knew how to support you from here. I took my truck to Excel Automotive for the very last time to get it checked out and ready for the drive to Alaska. But I will do what I can. I hope going to the Third Love website for a bra will do it.
That will help.
That will help.
It will.
Put
It will.
Gina, Gina, when they ask
Yeah,
you.
it will. Thanks again, Jessica.
Jessica, thank you for checking out the Remain Seated with Gina Barberi podcast. New episode drops today.
Another way you could help is you could send us big handles of vodka from Costco.
That would be great.
Just send
Kirkland vodka.
Just put it in the mail. All right, that's it.
Well, those were emails of
some interest.
Some interest. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. We got a little bit of traffic.
Crash southbound I-215 at milepost 23. This is 3rd North in Salt Lake. Right and left shoulder affected there. Crash southbound I-215 at 47 South in Taylorsville. The center lanes are blocked. It looks like that's about it. Brought to you by the Black Diamond Store. Its annual fall sale starts Friday, October 26th, runs through October 28th. Black Diamond Store, 2092 East, 3900 South.
I see Richie on the phone. Hopefully he's wrangling Jeremy Piven. Right.
Here's what I couldn't wait to tell you. Diamonds Direct.
Yes.
I don't know of any company that stands behind their product more than Diamonds Direct.
That's why you were so excited to tell us about it.
That's right. Now, look. First, Diamonds Direct, you get a money-back guarantee, no question. Second, nationwide guarantee on price. Third, you get a free lifetime warranty. For instance, if you get your ring cleaned, they clean it for free, lifetime. When you get it sized, they resize it for free, no charge. Even if you accidentally knock out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct replaces that diamond, no charge. And finally, only Diamonds Direct gives you 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. So if you buy a diamond now and a year from now you decide to upgrade for a bigger one, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the larger stone. That's what they mean. They stand behind their product.
Yeah, they want to be your lifetime jeweler.
Yeah.
They're not looking for just a quick buck.
That's why we're a fan of Diamonds Direct. Best selection and value, best warranties, Diamonds Direct. 6400 South, right across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb. I was born in Utah, and I grew up listening to alternative music in Utah.
Radio from Hell on Utah's original alternative X96.
All right, 7:04. Jeremy Piven running late. Yeah. So instead, we'll do something else.
So you can email us for emails of interest, like we were just saying. You can also use that same email address, radiofromhell@x96.com,
For what?
to submit a meh question of the week.
It works for both things?
Yep. And it's brought to you by Prohibition. Come see what everyone's whispering about. Prohibition, located at Fashion Place Mall in Murray, next to Nordstrom. Line up and reservations at prohibitionutah.com.
Oh, I know that music.
If you submit a best question of the week, I still like calling it best question, but Carrie and Bill prefer meh.
They're not the best questions.
This is pretty good.
There could be better questions. But if you do and we read your letter, we give you a prize. And today the prize is Black Island Farms. We've got a family 4-pack of tickets. I'll tell you more about that after we answer the question, which comes to us from Jared. I love hearing you read letters, so thank you for reading mine.
Sure.
If you could interview anyone, living, dead, real, fictional, and they would truthfully answer only yes or no questions, who would it be and what would you ask them? I got excited when I read this right away.
So the conceit is that they
can't lie.
They are compelled to tell the
Yes.
truth. It's like Wonder Woman's lasso or
Yes.
something, right?
But only yes or no.
But only yes
you,
or no.
You could find out what you needed to know.
Sure.
Because, like, for me, immediately I think about John Benet Ramsey.
Who's that, Gina?
She's a little girl that everyone thinks either her brother or her mom or her dad killed her, and nobody knows for sure. So then you just ask her, was it your mom? No. Was it your dad? No. Was it your brother? Yes.
Again, that's Detective Gina.
Kind of grisly.
I also, Nicole Brown Simpson, I'd like to.
Do you really need to know?
Well, just for
Do
sure.
you really
I want confirmation.
Gina, you want confirmation
that OJ did OJ
you mean
kill
the guy?
you?
You mean the guy who wrote the book? If I did it,
here's how I did it.
This is how
I'd like to talk to Michael Jackson.
About what?
Because
Gina?
I want to believe that he's just an eccentric
What would you
weirdo.
ask him? What would you ask him?
I'd say,
what would you ask
Are
him?
you just an eccentric weirdo? Or did you actually do the crimes you were
What would you
accused
ask
of?
him directly for
I'm
a
not
yes
gonna
or
say,
no? question?
that is what I would ask.
You would ask him, as you said off the air,
I said
are you a kid toucher?
What we're looking for is the coughing of blood now.
And he would say, what do you think he would say,
I'm
Gina?
a warrior.
You don't see. You're making a mockery of this good question.
No, that's
you
wrong.
already know the answers.
They enjoy it in a pure, loving, fun way.
You know the answers, so you don't really need.
Who would you talk to?
I would want to ask Buddha.
You'd want to talk to Buddha?
Which one?
No, not the guy on Channel 13. Not that guy. I know him. I mean, I like talking to Leroy, to Big Buddha. But I would ask him, or people like Buddha, or Hitler, or Muhammad.
What would you ask them?
The one question I would like to ask: did you have any idea when you were alive that people would still be talking about you centuries later? Any idea that you would have that kind of influence? Hitler might say yes. I mean, he probably would.
Yeah, I think Hitler would say yes to that.
But people whose philosophies are still followed, religious leaders or other philosophical leaders, or people or artists who perhaps died in obscurity but became famous after they died. You know, did you have any any inkling that you would be famous?
Was it like Van Gogh was?
He was kind of getting some notoriety, but there are artists who died in obscurity and became really famous after they died. Did you have any idea that you would become famous? But like Buddha, wouldn't that be he centuries ago? And they know, and people say, what about Jesus Christ? There's not complete evidence that there probably was someone named Jesus Christ, but maybe it's a composite of certain people.
Well, now you're going down a whole different.
I mean,
route.
that's but definitely, but there was one guy named Buddha, Siddhartha. They know where he's buried and all of that, so you could ask
You
him.
can't go to where Jesus is buried.
I know, you can't. So that's what I'm saying. Anyway, that's who I would want to talk to.
Well, Trump, of course.
What question would you ask him?
Yes or no question?
All of them.
I thought about that, too.
You know?
Yeah.
Is this an act, or are you crazy?
I got a ton of questions.
Were there
for
really
it.
Russian hookers peeing on a bed?
Yes.
Probably every person who signed the Constitution.
Oh, that would be interesting, yeah.
You know?
What would you like to ask them? What do they think about today? Well, it's a yes or no question.
Should we be maybe rethinking the Second Amendment now that we have machine guns? And, No.
No!
Everyone should have a machine gun.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah, things like that.
Wow.
Ask old Tommy J that.
Mm-hmm. Or Ben Franklin.
Mm-hmm. That was who I thought of right away.
Yes or no questions to the signers. John Hancock. Did you know that your name, John Hancock, would become?
Did you purposefully sign it bigger than everyone else's?
So that people would use your name as a metaphor for signing your name?
But yeah, that's who I thought of right away. It was Trump and the people who signed the Constitution. Maybe Newt Gingrich.
Do people? No, I don't want.
Are you for real?
I don't want to talk to that bag of guts.
Yeah, that's all I thought of right away. There are some people that I don't want to know the truth from.
Who?
First girl I slept with. How about that? I don't want to know.
You know the truth.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear it.
I don't want to know that from anybody that I've slept with. I don't want to know the truth. I don't. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you don't want.
No.
There's just some things you don't want. You don't need to know.
Mm-mm.
Well, thank you, Jared. We're going to get you a family 4-pack of tickets to Black Island Farms. Come check out Black Island Farms at their new location in Syracuse. Black Island Farms has been a family business for over 50 years. Come hungry, enjoy farm fresh goodies from the market and the delicious Corny Cafe concession booth. They have kettle corn, like they make it there.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Get lost in the 16-acre corn maze. Take a scenic ride out to one of the pumpkin patches. Pick your own pumpkin. 2018 season ends October 30th, so hurry out. 2070 South, 40th West in Syracuse, Black Island Farms. And if you'd like to send us a best question of the week, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question or meh question in the subject line.
The text to Gina, did you get your wine?
Yes.
You did.
I won, well, I didn't win.
No, you got your butt kicked
I lost.
for the fourth time or something to, what's his name, Jared?
Jason.
Jason? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
All right, just wanted to make sure.
Crash I-215 West at 12th North. Right shoulder affected there. Crash southbound I-215 3rd North in Salt Lake. Right and left shoulder affected there. Crash southbound I-215 47th South. And traffic backed up at the northeast entrance to UVU due to an officer that pulled over a truck, and everybody needs to take a look. Don't just move along. Get to class.
Move along.
It's a crash I-215 right before the I-80 interchange. Those came in via text at 33986.
All right, here we have your boner candidates, round one coming up. Boner candidate number one, have a happy racist Halloween.
Oh.
Boner candidate number two, I guess we have to make this a boner candidate again. And boner candidate number three, these are not free weed bins.
I'm glad you found that one. All right, round one of your boner voting coming up after these. Stand by. Over the years, X96 has sent listeners to see concerts in great cities all over the world.
Radio from Hell on X96.
So anyway, we're up there, getting bags of food and turkeys. But when we first got there,
this is before we went on the air.
Now I didn't say this to her on the air, did I?
No. No, this was before we went on.
She introduced herself, and I forget her name. Hi, I'm so and so with the food bank, and we said hi, and she handed us a fact sheet, and it's just a few things there, and she said, and then she said, I don't even think we asked her to be on the radio.
Didn't.
She said, I don't want to go on the radio, and Carrie said, well, come on, we've got to. Want to talk to somebody from the food bank?
Yeah.
You're here. You're an expert.
I believe every year we have spoken with somebody.
Yeah, and I said, well, we need somebody from the food bank. We'd like somebody from the food bank to talk. And she said, well, what are you going to ask me? and it made me a little mad.
It did, because it's kind of a
and I said, well,
question.
I'm going to ask you, what the velocity of a V1 rocket is, and how to build a diesel truck, and what is the composition of quartzite.
I said, I'm
gonna ask you stuff that you can answer about the food bank.
The stuff that was on the sheet.
Easy stuff. She ran. She disappeared. And never came back.
Yeah.
And no one else from the food bank.
No.
She was the representative that morning.
And
you could have handled that a little better.
Yeah, I could have. And I think I did say, well, could you get us somebody who will talk? I think I said that. And that's when she said, well, what are you going to ask me?
I think he was just trying to point out to her that that was kind of a silly question. You're here to represent the food bank. Tell us about hungry people.
I was, but I kind of snapped at her.
But people that have never been on the radio or put in that position, it makes them nervous just right off the bat.
Gina, I don't think, again, you really need, other than that seems to be your role, to apologize for this. I'm doing the apologizing. You don't need to.
Once again,
it's my turn to apologize.
Stepping all over Bill's thing.
Stop apologizing. I'm apologizing.
You're always there to ruin the punchline, and now you're ruining the apology.
And quit throwing your shoes at me.
Wait, there's another one.
So she really never said why she didn't want to be on the air, did she?
No, but she was scared. She was nervous.
She did the I don't want to be on the air.
Well, maybe she had a real job and was supposed to be at work and didn't want anybody to hear her.
No, but anyway, I feel bad about it. I'm sorry. I'd like to find out her name, and I'll send her an apology or.
Yeah, I wouldn't call her. You'll scare her.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you, and I'm sorry. I was a little short. But it's first thing in the morning, and we're just getting it together, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
Again, you can't treat everybody like you treat me.
Oh, shut up. I can too. You call right now, and I'll tell you to shut up. I don't care who you are.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio from Hell.
Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that information. You're going to need it here in just a bit to vote for round 1 of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See, if it wins here, great. It won round 1. It's not boner of the day yet. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. That happens at 8:20 with 3 more news stories. Yes, we do this again at 8:20. Then we take both of those winners and throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided by you. 2 candidates now for round 1. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
2 tickets to see Taylor Mack at Kingsbury Hall on Friday, November 2nd. Tickets are available at utahpresents.org.
Now, this first boner candidate, I'm going to ask the producer's booth and Dylan Allred. Are you paying attention in there?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to put up something here, I meant to mention this to you before.
At x96.com/live.
This is a local boner candidate, and all I've done here is taken a screenshot of my email.
Okay.
And probably we don't want
the address,
the email address of the woman who sent this to me to be anywhere evident. I don't know if it would be on a screenshot, but...
He's working on it.
And on and probably on our website as well. I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't think you'd see it. And I don't is it probably on our website? It's probably not available there. But check and make sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Have a Happy Racist Halloween. And there were a bunch of racist things I could put in boner candidates, and I've kind of stayed away from it because there's so many.
Racism is rampant.
But this is a holiday theme.
And it's local. And this woman sent me this email today. I just got it today. Right. Her name is Brittany. It says, "Longtime listener, thanks for letting me listen, and I must share this with you. I'm putting my hope in you that this will," she sent it in as a must go, that this must go list, it'll make this thing go away. I saw that for this person's Halloween decor, they had 2 skeletons being pulled through a fence by a white truck, and on the truck was written Mexico or bust.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there were people commenting how clever this was. I instantly felt angry. And I asked my husband if I was making a big deal out of it. To me, this display meant to convey the message that Mexicans should be dragged back to Mexico, dead or alive.
Behind a
truck. And he
truck.
said, yeah, that's my interpretation too.
Yeah.
I know it's Halloween, but it's supposed to be a fun, candy-oriented day for the kids. And a really strong cocktail for 4 for me.
Not funny.
A really strong cocktail or 4, for me. But apparently it's a time for the real monsters to come out. The real damn racist bigots to come out, she says.
Mm-hmm.
Lovingly yours. Yeah, I agree with you, Brittany. Boner candidate number 1, have a racist Halloween. Boner candidate number 2. Well, I guess we have to make this a boner candidate again. Firefighters in California are issuing a warning to people who don't like spiders. If you're going to kill spiders, don't do it with a blowtorch.
Now, how many years have we been doing the boners?
20?
Because this has got to be at least 5th or 6th.
Blowtorch,
at least.
spider. Well, Carrie, you underestimate the power of the fear of spiders.
Don't use a blowtorch to take out those 8-legged freaks. Around 11 p.m. Tuesday, the Fresno Fire Department responded to a fire at a home in northeast Fresno. The fire was lit by a man who was house-sitting at his parents' home. Fire officials said he used a blowtorch to kill black widow spiders. The blaze damaged the second floor and attic, according to the news outlet. 29 firefighters were ultimately able to extinguish the flames. Please do not use blowtorches to kill spiders, the fire department pleaded in a Facebook post. Boner candidate number 2. I guess we have to make this a boner candidate again.
Don't you just get a piece of toilet paper? Isn't that how you kill spiders?
I don't kill them.
I had one just yesterday. It was the biggest spider I've seen in my house.
And a piece of toilet paper.
And it was just a couple pieces of toilet paper.
I don't kill them. I take if they're being very intrusive in the house, I'll take them outside.
My rule is, if you're in my house, you're dead.
No,
you're outside, I don't kill you.
Take them outside.
No, there's plenty of spiders
Take 'em
outside.
outside. And the big ones are doing you a favor inside. They're killing all the little ones.
I don't want that carnage happening in my house. Take it outside.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. These are not free weed bins.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, big boy news and a pinuendo brought to you by
the Black Diamond Store for its annual fall sale. The sale starts Friday, October 26th, runs through October 28th. Black Diamond Store, 2092 East, 3900 South.
You know, I'm right there with him. Alec Baldwin says he's very proud that he has capable mothers.
Mothers?
Raising his daughters. I remember saying to Ireland when she was much younger and she was dating guys and she was, 15 or 16.
Was she a filthy little pig then?
And this is after she was
she
was at one time a filthy little pig. And she had zero interest in my input. But we were in a car and I thought, this is the moment. It's the birds and the bees kind of, and the birds and the bees and the drinking in the bar with the birds and the bees moment. And she said, she just stared out the window and, please don't talk to me about this. I want Mother to talk to me about it. I know, Alec Baldwin. I like Alec Baldwin, though. And
did you watch his talk show?
I have not. Have you?
No.
I don't think it'll last much longer, I should watch it.
Is it a Netflix thing?
No, I think it's network, isn't it?
I don't know.
Google it. See.
I don't know.
Oh, look.
But he was,
Bother.
He was a guest on Dr. Oz, talking about his, the birds and the bees.
Why don't you talk to a real doctor about that?
I guess. Hey, listen, there's something interesting in the New York Times here about the polling for the elections. They're doing real-time polling in close elections, polling in real time for the 2018 midterm elections. The Upshot has partnered with Siena College to conduct polls of dozens of the most competitive House and Senate races across the country. The poll results are updated in real time after every phone call they make. Now, by the way, I checked on this. There has been criticism that pollsters only do landlines.
Mm-hmm.
They do cell phones now, too.
Oh.
They do cell phones, landlines. They do everything they can to get the most accurate things. Now, the New York Times is doing this. If you go to NewYorkTimes.com and look for the Upshot, you can find this, and they update it in real time. And they're doing the Utah Senate or House District 4, Mia Love and Ben McAdams in real time.
Oh.
So right now it's not being conducted right now because it's too early. So it says, but it will continue soon. So I don't know what time they start. Probably 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, something like that. But the last time they did it, 46% for McAdams, 44% for Mia Love, with 10% undecided.
But see, I don't answer those calls.
I don't either.
Who answers?
But people do.
But I know there are statistics that bear this out, but I think, doesn't that only tell you what the people they got a hold of think? It doesn't really tell you what everybody thinks, because I don't answer those calls and Carrie doesn't answer those calls.
But statistically, it bears out, especially if you do rolling averages like they do.
Oh, now Steph says they use the number that if you provided a number on your voter registration, that's the number that they use.
Yeah, so
because that info is public.
That's probably my old. I still have the number. It was probably my landline, and I never answer it. So anyway, 2 more bombs have been found now.
There's up to 12 now.
Federal authorities discovered 2 more explosive devices, one addressed to Senator Cory Booker. He's a Democrat in New Jersey, and the other to James R. Clapper, Jr., the former director of National Intelligence. According to law enforcement officials, the package sent to James Clapper was addressed to CNN's offices in New York and was similar to a pipe bomb found Wednesday that was addressed to John O'Brennan, former CIA director. The discoveries came as investigators looking into a spate of pipe bombs sent this week, and they've turned their attention to southern Florida as the focus of where all of these have come from. Federal officials investigating these bombs sent to several prominent critics. All of these people are prominent critics of President Trump. The focus on Florida came, information collected by the Postal Service focuses on one certain Florida postal center, a couple of them, I guess, including one in Opelika, Florida, that the Miami-Dade Police Department's bomb squad and canine unit swept on Thursday as a precautionary measure. The continuing wave of bombs has prompted an intense nationwide investigation into whether Trump critics or others vilified by the right are being targeted. None of the devices have so far exploded on their own, and investigators have been trying to determine whether any were even capable of detonating. But I heard New York Police Commissioner James O'Neill at a news conference saying these are serious devices. Mm-hmm. There are some people saying that they're not meant to go off, and he said that's not true. These are dangerous devices. Yeah. He said I don't know why they haven't gone off, but they're dangerous devices.
They have shrapnel in them. They have black powder in them.
Here's the thing, though. Let's take your right-wing argument. They weren't meant to go off. They still accomplished the goal, which is to terrorize.
Yeah.
But your president hasn't called it that.
The White House is considering a major executive action to stop a massive caravan of Central American migrants traveling north through Mexico and from entering the U.S.
How do we stop these women and children from...
He's going to send 800 troops, Army men, to the border.
Because this is a security threat?
The possible executive action draws from the same legal authority as President Trump's controversial travel ban that mostly targeted Muslim-majority countries. The president will reportedly sign a proclamation linked to the executive action. The migrants, who number in the thousands and include many women and children, are fleeing poverty and violence in the Honduras and Guatemala.
It is a law that you can come to the border and ask for asylum.
That's legal.
Despite the Trump administration's claims that the migrants are trying to enter illegally, current U.S. law allows foreign nationals to apply for asylum at a port of entry at the border. However, the reported executive action could suspend that right and prevent migrants from seeking asylum for the sake of national security, according to the Washington Post. That reporter in Montana, I think it was, who was body slammed by Gianforte. The lawyer for that reporter, who was thrown to the ground and punched by Greg Gianforte just before the Republican won a House seat in Montana last year, he's warned that his client may challenge Gianforte's settlement of the assault case because Gianforte keeps lying about the incident. In recent comments to the Missoulain, Gianforte appeared to contradict his own confession, which was part of a plea deal he reached when faced with assault charges. He indicated last week to the Missoulain that reporter Ben Jacobs started the fight.
There's video of it.
I know. Jacobs' attorney, Jeffrey, that doesn't matter. Jeffrey Genth demanded in a letter on Wednesday obtained by Politico that Gianforte immediately cease and desist from further false and or defamatory statements about Ben or transactions with Ben. In a controversial comment last week at a campaign rally in Montana, President Trump hailed Gianforte as my kind of guy for body slamming Jacobs last year after the reporter asked him a question about health care. Several people heard the confrontation and Gianforte's enraged shouts as he attacked Jacobs, and it was captured on audio tape and, I believe, videotape. As part of a deal with prosecutors, Gianforte pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault and paid a fine. And he was sentenced to community service and anger management classes. He apologized to Jacobs and donated $50,000, he's a rich guy, to the Committee to Protect Journalists in exchange for the reporter's agreement not to sue. Now, that could be in jeopardy because in an interview last week, Gianforte asked what led to the confrontation, and he said, Jacobs attacked me.
No.
According to the
I've
newspaper,
seen the video. It's not.
According to the newspaper, Gianforte didn't concede that he had misrepresented what happened, saying, the statement I gave was my recollection of what occurred.
He asked you a question, and you got mad.
All right, get him out. Try not to hurt him.
And finally this, an Australian who had had his driver's license suspended, found a unique way to get around the issue. In a video that was shared on social media, Shane Swanscott is seen driving a mobility scooter, like a rascal.
Yeah.
Towing his boat down the highway.
Wow, that is a powerful scooter.
All right.
I lost my license and I pretty much finished working on my boat. At the same time, I was going to push my boat down the street by hand, but then I thought, why not use my rascal, he said.
That is a powerful rascal.
And that's what I did.
There it is at x96.com/live. You can see that.
There he goes.
Weather, traffic.
Weather, nice. It'll be sunnier today than it was yesterday and warmer, 66 for a high. Traffic, few friends of the program sending it in. Thank you. Fairly major crash, 215 southbound around 200 north, causing some major delays. Accident at the intersection of 62nd South, 32nd West in Taylorsville. Thanks, friends of the program. They sent that in via text at 33986.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. These are not free weed bins. Last week, Canada legalized recreational marijuana, becoming the second country in the world to formally do so. And while cannabis is legal with Canada, however, it is illegal to take it across the country's borders. Now, to address this, Pearson Airport set up some handy disposal bins for anybody who showed up for an international flight with their stash. On Tuesday, an image of one of the bins blew up on Reddit with the caption, Pearson International installed a free weed bin. Greater Toronto Airport Authority spokesperson Robin Smith was happy to set the record straight. All right, free weed is resoundingly incorrect, and I think that's putting it mildly. Once something goes into that bin, you don't take it out, okay? According to Smith, the airport now has 3 cannabis disposal bins at security checkpoints, similar to items that other Canadian airports are installing. These bins are monitored by security. They're emptied by a disposal service. Passengers should not try to be taking nothing from them.
I saw this in Washington at the airport.
Free weed bins?
Because people do it there, because it's legal there.
Yeah.
So they think, and they go get on the plane. Like, no, you got to throw it away.
Yeah, but you can't be doing. It's not like take a penny, leave a penny. No. Okay, it's not free weed. These are not free weed bins. Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Have a happy racist Halloween. Thank you to this woman who sent this in to us.
We'd love a picture if you could get one.
It's a racist Halloween display in her neighborhood here in Utah. Skeletons in a pickup truck being pulled through a fence saying, what does it say?
Mexico or bust.
Mexico or bust, yeah. Boner candidate number 2. Well, I guess we have to make this a boner candidate again. A man burning down his parents' house using a blowtorch to kill black widow spiders. And boner candidate number 3. Okay, look, these are not free weed bins, okay?
All right, here we go. It's time to vote for round 1 of your boners. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? If it wins here, it's the winner of round 1. It's not boner of the day yet. Has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Round 2 happens at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We'll take the 2 winners, the winner of each round, and put them into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when you decide boner of the day. So, 1, 2, or 3. Pick the winner of round 1. Put that number of the candidate you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986 or call 877-602-9696. Autumn is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting October 26 and vote there. This is round 1. You've got 300 seconds. Go.
The music starts at 10.
I was so angry.
What?
Saturday night. After I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic,
Yeah.
and the lights in the car, and a car honked, and the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic,
Bill treed a coon.
a 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a, get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God.
I think they've declared war on you.
I think they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons.
No kidding.
Declared war on you.
He got he stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God he did.
Hi, Rose.
Get away.
Shake his fist. Roadhog.
A little birdie finger.
One of his little bandit hands,
Bird finger.
Their hands are almost human,
They have them,
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me mad.
What are you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on the
Why you were out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
He's farting.
Taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey. I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No,
Taking the night wind.
No.
Is what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't
You
need
shouldn't
this
have- no,
crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the coons.
No kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog Chase killed one in the backyard, and ever since then they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get them.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with this.
I just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while. The
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
Raccoon will kill a cat.
I know. They've been coexisting for a while.
Well, no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
I'm going to just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse?
No, that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
Complete sports, weather, and traffic on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, it's time to award round one of your boner voting.
And that'd be brought to you by...
In part
by this new dish that I made. It had kale and sausage and white beans.
Sounds good.
It was delicious. I guess it's kale and sausage and white beans.
It needs a better name.
Okay, you name it.
Okay, Kaylee Beanie.
Okay, it's Kaylee Beanie. That's what we'll call it.
That good.
And Luminous Taylor Mack returns to Salt Lake for a 24-decade history of popular music. Don't miss the show everyone will be talking about Friday, November 2nd at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org.
So number one was Have a Happy Racist Halloween. It came from this email that a young woman sent me from some neighborhood here in Salt Lake. A Halloween display she saw in her neighborhood. A white pickup truck pulling two skeletons through a fence. It said Mexico or bust on it. Boner candidate number two was, do we have to keep having this one? A man using a blowtorch to kill spiders burned down his house. And boner candidate number three was, these are not free weed bins, okay? Toronto Airport saying the cannabis trash cans are not free weed bins. They're just to dispose of your stash when you're flying to another country. And the winner, Jared won Taylor Mack tickets. And the winner was number one, Have a Happy Racist Halloween.
All right, that's your winner of round one's boner voting. It now goes to Boner Fight. It might be boner of the day. It'll have to get through the winner of round two's voting. That happens at 8:20 with 3 more news candidates. And, yeah, that's how it's all done.
Look who came into the studio here. People might know him as Mr. Selfridge, or people might know him as Ari Gold, or just Jeremy Piven. Hey.
Thank you, guys, man. It's good to be here.
Nice.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys. I like it post-boner. You know.
Who doesn't?
You know.
Who doesn't? You were going to be pre-boner, but now you're post-boner.
Thank you. I'll take it either way.
Jeremy's in town, of course, to be a Wise Guys doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And you're noted for being an actor, mainly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I really did love you. I was not a big Entourage watcher. I watched a lot of it, but not all of it.
I'll be honest,
but you were great on it.
I would fast forward to your parts and then watch your parts and then
He's not saying that just because you're here. He's
serious.
No, really.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Because that character was just awesome.
Yeah, that's very kind of you, and I had a blast doing it. I grew up in Chicago doing sketch comedy and theater, and that character of Ari Gold was kind of like, balls to the wall, kind of a commedia dell'arte, and that sounds very pretentious, so bear with me. That's a form that I studied, which is just basically totally emotionally invested, heightened emotional states. And I had a blast playing that character. 8 years in a movie, my God. And one of the things I talk about on stage, watch this transition, you guys.
Here we go.
At Wise Guys, tonight, 7 and 9:30.
Yes, good. Excellent. Good.
Thank you.
Good.
One of the things I talk about is doing that show. My mother was my first acting teacher at the Piven Theater. And so I would run lines with my mother. And so I'm screaming Lloyd at the top of my lungs, and saying, I'm going to choke you out with the strap on. And my mom was listening to me going, yeah, that's great. Okay, great. Make the strap on more specific. Who is it? What is the strap on to you?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with the strap on? I don't have a relationship with the strap on. No. So this is what's so great about stand-up for me. It's the only form of, the only arena that I haven't tried. I grew up in the theater and was lucky enough to do film and TV forever, and did a little interviewing, and did a documentary, stuff like that. I've never done stand-up, and my friends are stand-up comedians, and I just thought, I love to write, and I've been trying to get my own material into various things my whole life. Mm-hmm. Why not do something where you're the writer and you're guiding and you live or die based on your thoughts and ideas? And selfishly, it's a way for people to spend an evening with me and see, like, who in God's name is this guy?
So are you writing, is it essentially, are you writing yourself a little play and acting out a play while you're, and it's sort of you're acting the part of a stand-up comedian?
No, it's funny you say that, because and we talked about this a little bit off air.
Yeah.
I love being underestimated. I love being counted out, because there's no greater motivator, and I've been, from the time, and I talk about this on stage, I did 40 movies before I even started Entourage. Mm-hmm. And most of those roles were tiny little roles that are one line, and I would go in there and make a meal out of it, and suddenly they'd go, come on back, and suddenly one scene turns into 3 and 5. Suddenly I have a nice role in the film. And that was my job, because I'm no particular type or age. You can't look at me and go, oh, he's this, you know.
I mean, who would have thought of you as Mr. Selfridge? Who would have?
No, yeah, exactly.
I mean, who would have done that?
Well, the only way I got Mr. Selfridge is in the UK they had seen Entourage and they thought, listen, we need someone to play a guy who invented the department store and was an innovator and who can handle 4-page monologues and is American. No, so to be honest with you, the variable was nothing to do physically.
Yeah.
It was just, can this guy handle it as an actor? And so for me, right now, I am not doing a Q&A. I'm not doing a book tour. It's not a victory lap. It's straight stand-up. And I love the form. And I'm a big fan of the form. Joe Rogan recently, you know, when I was doing a show with a bunch of these guys, he goes, great. That's all we need, another actor trying to do stand-up. And he was right, you know, and then he saw me and went, wait a minute, you know, you're taking this really seriously. And I am. Like, it's, you know, I'd love for you guys to see me because is it an actor playing a stand-up? No, I'm doing stand-up comedy. I'm telling stories with tags, going deep into these stories, doing impressions. You know,
you do impressions in your act?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll do an impression. You guys interview me as any character you want.
Any character?
Any character. Well,
but it has to be someone like very surreal, like Owen Wilson or Stallone. Or
Carrie does a good Owen Wilson.
Let's hear it.
I only do one word though.
Yeah.
Which one?
Gosh,
it's really awkward. I'm the butterscotch cowboy.
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
There you go.
Yeah, Jen Aniston was here. I'm with my brothers. We're go-karting. It's wonderful. Cha-chow. I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah. So now do you we're talking to Jeremy Piven, who's going to be at Wise Guys when
tonight?
Tonight 7 and 9:30 tonight, and we're going to be doing meet and greets, hanging out, taking pictures, and tomorrow night. So it's 4 shows. Tickets are going fast. Can we? This is going to be really cheeky, and I apologize, you guys.
Fine.
Can we give away a couple tickets? Is that possible?
Sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I think the people of Salt Lake City deserve it.
So 877-602-9696. You do have to be 21 to win these tickets.
And it's the Downtown Wise Guys, right? Yeah.
Downtown Wise Guys.
It's right over there.
Let's get into it. Jeremy Piven here, three-time Emmy winner. Who's counting?
Golden Globe.
Golden Globe.
That's right, Golden
little
Globe.
of that.
Now, I was reading this thing about you being George Costanza. What was that? I didn't know this.
Well,
it was a great episode.
Yeah.
You know what? I at the time was a regular on a show called The Larry Sanders Show.
I remember
and
that.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Thank you.
My son's favorite show of all time.
A man of taste. So I was having a blast, and Mark Hirschfeld, who cast Seinfeld, approached me and said, would you be interested in playing George Costanza? And I have to be totally honest with you, and this is horrible, I had never seen the show.
Really?
Yeah, I'd never seen Seinfeld.
I didn't know that was possible.
I know, but by the way, I've never seen an episode of Friends, so I'm like I'm a strange. I'm not American. I'm literally technically Serbian, apparently, or something. I don't know. So I went in there and auditioned, and I had met Jason Alexander on the lot, and so I did my Jason Alexander impersonation. I got lucky and got it, and you know, listen, I knew these guys were the Beatles. And they were so kind to me, you know. So I think it was almost better that I really didn't have a reference for them because I was on set having a blast with them. They were so kind. I had, you know, I was a part of a little bit of history, and it was incredible. So it's almost better because I would have been a fanboy. It would have been too much.
I'm going to look it up and watch it.
It's funny. Yeah.
I'd like to see it. Yeah. Jeremy Piven, In Town, Wise Guys. I think I'm going to come by. And
please come by.
Yeah. It's I'm curious to see what you do because you're an excellent actor.
Yeah,
and it's going to be interesting to see stand up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where listen, it's performance based. Okay, so you know it's the mixed martial arts of performing. If you think about it, because you have to be a writer, you have to know the form and navigate the form completely, and then you also have to have all these performance based history to you. So for me, it's the greatest challenge creatively I've ever had in my life.
Did you perform it for your mother?
I did, and it's funny you say that because I did the Laugh Factor recently, and she came, and I've never been so nervous in my life. And, she had a great time, and I made her laugh, and that meant the world to me because she's tough on me, and she's honest. And so that was huge. But for me right now, it's like can I make an audience laugh from beginning to end? Can I take them on this journey? Can I continue to get better? And the answer is no. I'm viciously mediocre. So none of these things. No, I'm having a time of my life. And the thing that people say to me the most, and forgive me for saying this, but is they say to me, "I had no idea you were this funny," which to me is like one of those weird backhanded compliments.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's almost like, "Oh, you look better in person." In other words, you know, I look like something that fell off Shrek's balls on television.
Well, the chat room says you haven't aged since Gross Point Blank. You look the same.
Since Gross Point Blank.
Yeah.
In Gross Point Blank.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
One of my favorites.
Oh, my God.
Well,
No.
it's the hat keeps you looking young.
It's the hat.
It's the hat.
It's a young
It's
hat.
really the hat.
Oh, I've got I have a young face and an old head.
You do.
You know what I
You
mean?
do. I think
That's
it's
like
true.
I come from a long line of follically challenged men. This is a true story. My father went and auditioned, and you know, I come from a lot of men who are balding, and my father went in and he was wearing a hairpiece, and he looked great. And they said, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Piven. The role is for a bald man." And he goes, "Give me 1 second." He ran out, took the wig off, came back in. They said, "Nah, I'm sorry. Now we just can't see you as a bald man. Now we envision you with hair." It's like, no, I am actually bald. They go, "No, we know, but
too late.
It's too late. Yeah, we've already seen you with the hair."
Too bad.
That's great.
Too
So
bad.
tonight, tomorrow, wiseguyscomedy.com is the website. You can go and buy tickets there. Good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
Another
guys for
show.
having me.
Yeah.
But by the way, this is going to be awkward, but I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hang around. That's fine.
No. Thank you guys so much.
You can stay if you want.
No. We've got to go and do more stuff, but I'll see you guys tonight.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Take care. Thank you guys.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Good to see you. Traffic, Gina.
Crash westbound 78 south at Mountain View Corridor, off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15 13th south, right shoulder affected there. Crash northbound I-15 106 south. Crash southbound I-215 12th north. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We do have round 2 of your boners coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinnuendo. Stand by for that. KXRK Provo. Oh, hang on. There we
Radio
go.
from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of podcast.
The lightning round of Ask a Bullfighter.
You could still get in a phone question if you want, 801-359-9696 or 877-602-9696. But we have a lot of text questions. How about your health insurance, Ammon? They must be some. There must be some restrictions, or you have to have.
You must be risky.
You have to have special health insurance, or what?
I don't. It probably would be a good idea if you were going to do it.
You've had injuries.
That's a good idea.
Just thinking about this, are you? All right.
Hey,
wait a minute.
Why didn't I think of that? So what do you? I mean, has your health insurance covered you so far?
Yeah, on the cases where I've needed to go, a lot of the injuries are, you're just going to be sore. You can't really do much for it.
Cinch you up. We just cinch you up on the kitchen table. Yeah.
Until that big brain injury comes around, then you're going to wish you had it. Let's see. Text question. This is not me, of course. I want to ride a bull once before I die. How would I go about doing this?
Good. Well, that's
his bucket list, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably easier than a lot of people think.
Make it the last item on your bucket list.
And finally.
Actually, the Broken Heart Rodeo Company has practice where they buck out some of their younger animals just to see how well they'll perform. And I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but usually it's every Wednesday night in Ogden at the Golden Spike Arena.
Really? Just show up and.
Yeah, like there's kids from high school that come and get on, or guys from college that just haven't been riding for a while that want to get back in.
You have to pay a little fee to do it.
Yeah, I think it's like $20, and usually there's enough guys there that have the equipment that if somebody, I've been there before when people have shown up that have never been on an animal before.
I don't have my own rigging.
Yeah, they help them do it. So
listen to you.
That would be a good. And I know on the website, on the Golden Spike Arena website, there's a calendar, and it kind of it'll list on the days that they have practice.
All right. Let's see. How many bones have you broken? Pretty standard question.
Probably 5.
5? What was the most painful one? No, no pelvis, I hope.
No, my pelvis is functioning great.
That's good to hear.
It's good news for your fiance there too.
My worst injury is probably my ankle when I broke it and dislocated it.
Have you ever seen a rider or bullfighter lose their life?
I have not.
That has not happened. Okay.
Not where I've been. Thank goodness.
Let's see.
Do you have to be a big guy to be a bullfighter?
Yeah, I would think because you're over 6 feet. I would think you'd want to be a little guy, like a smaller target.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm big or not, but this is my size, and the guy I work with is the guy that I fight bulls with. He's about my same size, and I kind of think of it as there's more cushion for the pushing, or I can take more of a hit. And so maybe if I was a little smaller, maybe if I was smaller, I'd break more bones because I got some padding. I don't know, but
let's see. Growing up in Franklin, Idaho, where there was nothing to do, have you ever gone cow tipping?
No, I actually we tried one time to see how close we could get, but they weren't really sleeping. So.
Well, you got to make sure.
Isn't that just a myth?
I kind of think it is.
You can't push a cow over when they're asleep.
Gina?
I'm going to look it up.
That's bull.
Look it up.
That's bull is what that is.
And Gina on X96.
All right, 8:03. We got round 2 of your boners coming up in the next segment, along with some news.
I guess I'm getting a part-time job.
You don't need a part-time. You have a full-time job. You don't need a part-time job.
I know, but I'm just trying to find where it is. I'm not sure.
Trying to find where it is.
While you're finding it, let me do this. How about because we have the 21 Pilots keyword to do right now. We're sending people to Boise to see 21 Pilots. Here's how we're qualifying you for that. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you'll text it to 33986. Winner will receive 1 copy of the new 21 Pilots album and a potato. They're qualified to win tickets and a meet and greet for the Utah show, and then they're qualified for a grand prize flyaway to Boise. So here's your keyword: red. Like a red potato. Red. Text that to 33986.
Yeah. So I just got this email, and so it says It's from Suzanne, and it says, I wrote Bill Allred in for this city council seat. City council at large.
Oh, okay.
City council at large, C. It says city council at large, C. So I've been written in to be a city council
But that's
person.
just one
I don't know
vote.
what. Well, I'm sure there'll be I'm sure that there'll be
an avalanche
of votes. But I'm not sure, Suzanne, what city this is.
Oh yeah, she doesn't say.
Or maybe it's the county. I've been trying to. I don't think that is it Salt Lake City elections or council elections are they this time? I don't think they are.
I don't think so.
They're not. They're not in my voter information.
Well, Bill, you need to know what city you're going to represent.
I know, and but I can do it because I work here in the morning, and all the council business and stuff. That's always at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I can do it.
Do you have a platform?
So I'm not. Well, I'll get one. Yeah. Do you know?
It is Salt Lake. It's
are
the
we
Salt Lake
voting?
City. Yes, correct. The council member at large in the C category right now is Jim Bradley. So
that's the county. That's county.
Okay, so county council.
Oh well,
I
I want him out. So I'll take you. I'll do. Yeah, Bradley's a Republican.
You're going to go against Bradley?
You bet. I mean, I think he's a nice guy and everything, but you bet. I'll go.
You have to go to meetings a lot. You don't really
okay.
like
A lot of meetings.
That's okay. No, I'll just play games on my phone.
No, you can't.
He'll just play games.
They put a microphone in front of you.
He's
well, then I'm in.
And a name badge.
I'm
he's
okay.
a Democrat.
Oh, is he?
Jim Bradley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
well.
going to go against the Democrat?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not?
You're
We need an
more of a
independent in there.
Oh, okay.
We need an independent. I'll be an independent. That's what I'm registered. I'm registered as an independent.
I like Jim Bradley.
I like
think
him
I
too.
like him better than you.
I like him. What?
Politically?
Well, he's never been mean to me, so.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't been in the same room with you as much as I
That's
have.
true.
If he were, he'd be at least as mean as I am to you. So thank you, Suzanne, for writing me in city council or county council. And it is the county
council.
That's why it isn't on
Yep.
my ballot, because I'm city. Yeah. So everybody else, I'm sure now will start writing me in for county council.
Maybe
at
with the
large.
closeness of elections, don't do that.
You don't think so?
Bill, don't
Like-
encourage
like
people
I would
to
maybe
do things.
encourage people to
Tell people you have a job and you don't want another
Well, I
job.
said to Suzanne, thanks for your support.
Remember how mad we got at John Smith for writing in Mickey Mouse
That's
or
true.
SpongeBob or whatever he
No.
did?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
Take it serious.
I actually have a recording from the future.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
This is the debate between Jim Bradley and Bill Allred
Yeah?
for
Let's see.
the council seat.
I'm the self-righteous liberal douchebag, not you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jim Bradley's actually a good guy.
I'm voting for Jim.
You're not in the county either.
I'm not.
No.
Okay.
There's an informed
Are you sure
voter.
I'm not?
Yes. Yes, you'd be voting for a
You know
city
how I know you can know?
council.
Vote.utah.gov. I'm
Still
going there
time,
now.
still time to register
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, Gina, you would be voting for a city council person.
You don't know?
Yes, I do. I know where you live. God. You don't even know who your council person is, do you? I know that I'm voting for somebody in the city council because my city council person is not going to be a city council person anymore because he's running for the legislature.
Who dat?
Derek Kitchen.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, I'm voting in the county. I just looked it up.
How
can
were you
vote
able
for
to do
Jim
that,
Bradley.
Gina?
I went to vote.utah.gov and put in
Actually,
my
I think
address.
you vote for both, don't you?
And it says right here I can vote for Jim Bradley.
And you
so,
vote for both.
So I will.
You're not going to write in Bill?
I am not. Nobody write in Bill.
Well, Suzanne
Don't do
did.
that.
You vote for both.
Yeah, it's right here. I can see everybody I can vote for.
Who else can you vote for? Judges?
Senate, House.
Now, when it comes to the judges,
Now, judges, you just vote to
retain
them.
Retain or not, and I vote to kick them all out.
Don't do that either.
Ed Brass will tell you why you shouldn't do that.
Don't do that, Bill.
Yeah.
You're playing. Seriously, we're not playing games with this. Take it seriously. You can read.
I do take it seriously.
But you say that, and people go, "Yeah, Bill Allred said vote them all out."
I
There's
don't
good
really do that.
There's
It's
good
a joke.
but people don't know that.
I just said it was a joke.
You can read about all the judges and things they're famous for. There's peer reviews in there. There's reviews from attorneys who say, "Oh, this guy's a good, fair judge. We need to keep it." You look at that stuff.
Now, Corey in the chat room says, when Radio from Hell does eventually end, that's when we write in Gary, Bill, or Gina for
So
public office.
So Monday. Monday, you could do that. It'd be Monday. We've got the. I'll do this in the news maybe coming up. You've got the 4 propositions. I haven't mentioned those yet. The 4 non-binding questions on the ballot. Bear in mind they're non-binding. Proposition 1, Proposition 2, Proposition the marijuana thing.
It's bothersome.
When you say for or against, non-binding questions. Remember that.
They're just kind of testing the waters.
Yeah, that means even if they pass, the legislature could go, yeah, but we're not going to do it anyway. That's kind of trouble.
Even though the will of the people is right there. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. We'll get to that coming up. Round 2 of your boner voting coming up as well. Stand by for that.
Traffic, am I standing by for that?
Nope.
I'm not. I'm
according to this music.
I am remaining seated for that. Crash westbound I-80 at East Canyon. The left lane is closed there. Crash westbound I-80. The ramp to go southbound I-15. Left lane closed there. Crash eastbound Bangor Highway 200 West in Draper. Crash westbound 78 South Mountain View Corridor. Crash northbound I-15 13th South. What's up with you people? Crash northbound I-15 106 South. That's plenty. Let's not do any more of that.
Everybody's in a hurry for Friday to end.
Ballet West 2018-19 season opens with Beauty and the Beast, running October 26th through the 27th at Capitol Theater. Single tickets and season packages are available at balletwest.org.
Boner candidates round 2. Here they are. Boner candidate number 1. Listen, Dr. Pill. Just because these people are out there doesn't mean you have to put them on TV. Boner candidate number 2. If you are armed to the teeth, drive sober. And number 3, Republicans just don't do this kind of thing.
Oh, you found that one good.
It's pretty hard not to see it.
All right. We have round 2 of your boner voting coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo right after these. RandLife.com.
Rand Life, if you've seen the value of homes lately, they have gone way up, the value has. The loan officers at Rand Life can help strategize with you to find the best way to accomplish your financial goals. With the way economy is going, you can really accomplish a lot with the equity you have in your home. Even if you just bought as recently as a year ago, you probably have some equity, and it never hurts to ask a professional about your options. And you have to take advantage of that. It would be a great time to capitalize on your investment. I mean, isn't that what home ownership is about?
You can get a little money out to fix up your house, fix up your yard.
Yep, whatever you need. Call Rand Life right now and start the discussion about using the equity in your home. Their phone number is 801-478-4500. That's 478-4500. Or, of course, you can always go to their website, ranlife.com.
X96 welcomes Disturbed.
Now, speaking of dramatic interpretations, no, wait.
Thespians.
What you guys do there is not really that at all, is it?
It's dramatic.
They're putting on a show.
Yeah, we're putting on a show.
They found some old costumes in a trunk.
And they're going to save the school. Or the church or whatever. Hey.
Last night at the theater doing my show, Spirit of the Holidays.
Plug the theater.
At the Desert Star.
Yeah, plug it.
Plays until New Year's. A friend of the program came to the show and brought her family. She had actually just previously been. She went and grabbed herself a best of CD and then decided to come.
So a real
and
friend
watch
of the
show.
program.
Yeah, a due friend of the program. And then came to came to the show. I said I knew that she was going to be there. She was there with her husband. I said, well, stick around afterwards. I'll say hello, see what you thought of the show. And afterwards, we were talking, and her mother tried to adopt me.
Huh?
From what I understand, because we talk about how my family is trying to push me out
Oh,
of
yeah.
the
You're
house.
a big
Very
kid
much
now.
so.
26 years old,
It's
you have
time
the
to have your
college
own-
degree, you don't clean your room, it's time to get out. A woman, the mother of this friend of the program, offered to adopt me last night. You can put a lock on your door, Richie. I've got the whole basement to yourself.
You're considering this, aren't you?
I started the application process last night.
Yeah, why don't you go sponge off someone else?
Your
It's
family's
not
tired.
sponging.
Well, what do you call it?
Well, what do you give them in return?
A show? Do you
I can
dance and sing and perform?
I
for
sing
them?
in the shower, and that carries throughout the house. And I'm good at lawn mowing. That doesn't do any well in the.
No.
I can shovel snow.
You never have time to do any of these
I can do any of
things.
that stuff, but they offered, and so I'm seriously considering, because it's over in Sugar House.
You are seriously considering
Moving in, maybe not on a permanent basis, but becoming a resident of this home for
This
like
will
a month.
end badly.
This is a little creepy, Richie.
Someone just.
You mean this isn't like when Fonzie moved in with the Cunninghams?
That's what
for
he's
the
thinking.
garage?
That's what
Yeah.
he's thinking.
You mean it's not like that at all?
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. C.
Because that never happens. I'm sorry, Richie. It
I
is-
don't
it is a
need
little-
much.
It is a little weird.
You know what we really need is a few episodes of Happy Days done by squirrels. Wouldn't that be?
Oh,
Just to go back to that for a
that
second.
would be awesome.
Sit on it.
Yeah.
I'm convinced
Yeah.
that I could move out, not have a place, and find places to stay.
Oh, I'm
Of
convinced.
course, yeah. You
Well,
could.
you do
yeah.
it. You do it anyway.
Well, no, but I mean I could move out of mom's, move out of
sure.
dad's,
Yeah.
and I'm seriously considering
just-
that come the first of the
Just
year,
rotate around.
and just
You'd be
go
living
around.
out of your car is what you'd be doing.
which is no different than what I'm doing at this point. Really, if you've seen my car,
Yeah.
yeah.
I said something to Richie the other day. I said, "Why don't we go in your car?" And he said, "Because there's only room for the driver."
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. You're going to need it to vote for round 2 of your boners. But before we get to that, Haley in the chat room has a serious question.
Yeah, I saw that.
The guy who called into the last X poll, who told us about how his grandpa was able to predict things, said that he was going to die on Thursday or Friday in a car accident. And we need to know if this guy is still alive.
Did we keep his information, Richie?
I'm wondering if we did.
I spoke to him. Let's see. The X poll was Tuesday. I spoke to him on Wednesday, and he said that his grandpa said he was going to die on Friday. He said that he'll call for check-ins or on the X poll next Tuesday. So
okay,
because it could happen. He could be alive right now, but he could die later this afternoon.
Yep.
So
I don't think we're going to be hearing from him.
Well, we'll find out next week. I guess
he said he would if he's still alive.
Okay.
All right.
And then he hung up the phone.
All right. All right, so let's get to round 2 of your boner voting. What we got for you now is news stories, candidates. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one is the most qualified to go forward, most deserving to go forward, to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's just the champion of round 2. It's got to beat the winner of round 1's voting. Both of them will be sent to Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. So pick your champion for round 2 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
tickets to the 2018 Salt Lake Shred Fest, November 3rd at Liberty Park. Tickets and information at shredfestival.com.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Listen, Dr. Pill, just because these people are out there doesn't mean you have to put them on TV. Dr. Pill, that's Dr. Phil.
Phil McGraw?
Yeah. Invited a 16-year-old black girl onto his show this week who insists that she's white, even going so far as to say that she's completely and utterly better than black people. I just know that I'm white. I can feel it through my veins, the teen claimed during her intro. When it comes to black people, I think they're ugly, and I have nothing in common with them, she said. I'll never be like any of those Negroes.
Oh, well.
Identified only by her first name, Treasure, the young black girl, made a slew of racist comments about her supposed race during Wednesday's episode, which caused an uproar on social media, just what Dr. Pill wanted. Well, this is a fine definition of self-hate, wrote one Twitter user, who was retweeted more than 1,300 times. Where does Dr. Phil find these people, another said. Many viewers felt Treasure was putting on a performance for the cameras, but her mother, Monique, told Dr. Phil that she truly believes she is white. My daughter is a racist against her own race, she said, claiming that the teen is consumed with the Ku Klux Klan. I've had the KKK's number since I was in middle school, Treasure proclaimed. The way they believe is just so smart. The high schooler told Dr. Phil that one of the reasons she knows that she is white is on account of her body type. My figure is just like Kim Kardashian, Treasure said, and she's a wonderful role model.
Well, she's...
The teen defended herself repeatedly throughout the episode and her intro, at one point saying, there's nothing wrong with my views or beliefs.
She's a mentally ill person.
I have freedom of speech and everything I'm saying is true. I don't have any issues with myself. I think God made one perfect person. It's me.
What? Only one? Oh.
One perfect person, and it's me.
She has mental problems.
Dr. Phil, just because these people are out there does not mean you have to put them on television.
All right.
Boner candidate number 1. It's Dr. Phil, in case you're unclear about who the boner candidate is here. Boner candidate number 2. Listen, if you're armed to the teeth, you should drive sober. Police said that they could smell alcohol coming from the car, and the driver almost fell when they told him to get out of the vehicle. A stockpile of weapons, including loaded handguns, a semi-automatic rifle, found in the back of the truck after Florida police found the driver pretty much passed out behind the wheel. David Goldimer arrested after officers found him unconscious in his pickup with the engine running, parked in front of an alley in Miami Beach. Police said they could smell the booze coming from the car. Mr. Goldimer fell when they told him to get out of the vehicle. 2 open beer bottles were found in the truck, as well as 2 loaded handguns. He had a gun in the waistband of his pants. They ordered him to perform field sobriety tests, which he refused. He was taken into custody. A search of the vehicle turned up 2 more loaded handguns, a semi-automatic rifle, a pocket knife with a swastika on it, a bullet-resistant vest, large amounts of ammunition. Police have not said why Mr. Goldimer from South Dakota had the stockpile in his car or what he was doing. What's alarming in this case is that it was the early morning hours. It's Thursday morning. There's a man asleep at the wheel under the influence of alcohol with an arsenal in his car.
I don't see what the problem is.
This is a deadly combination, and we need to understand why he was here in South Florida. Mr. Goldimer was charged with DUI, openly carrying a weapon, and carrying concealed firearm. There's a picture of all the weapons he had. Man, he had a lot of stuff with him. Boner candidate number 2. You can see the weapons at x96.com/live. If you're armed to the teeth, you ought to drive sober. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Republicans just don't do this kind of thing.
All right, it's boner candidate number 3 coming up in about 10 minutes after this news. Brought to you by...
When life feels like it's crashing down on you from above, Lifetime Roofing is here to offer you peace of mind. In that home of yours, you and your family have your own personal fortress of reassurance. Roofs at Lifetime Roofing are simply better than everyone else's, period.
Oh, by the way, a former boner candidate, Principal Pooper, remember him? New Jersey? Superintendent of schools pleaded guilty. He has pleaded guilty.
Pooping on the track at the other school?
Pooping on the track under the bleachers at a rival high school in New Jersey. He blamed, his lawyer blamed it on runner's diarrhea.
Nope.
Thomas Tramaglini, his plea will require him to pay a $500 fine and court costs. And prosecutors have agreed to dismiss charges of public lewdness and littering. And that's all that's going to happen to him. And Sinead O'Connor has converted to Islam.
You know what? This is one of those, I'm kind of taking her on the Kanye route, where I'm not going to make fun of her anymore because she's seriously mentally ill.
Why? Just because she converted to Islam?
No, she's just...
She has changed her name to the Arabic word for martyr.
Oh, really?
She is 51. She tweeted a picture of herself wearing a hijab.
There she is.
She's a mother of 4.
x96.com/live.
She looks happier than she has in a while.
She
Mom
has
of 4, O'Connor was an ordained priest by a Catholic sect during the 90s. She changed faith and has changed her name to Suhada David. She has struggled with mental issues. She told her fans there are still some. This is to announce that to announce that I am proud to have become a Muslim. This is the natural conclusion of any intelligent theologian's journey. All scripture study leads to Islam, which makes all other scriptures redundant.
I love this song.
I will be given another new name. It will be Suhada. So maybe she's found peace at last.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe this is the kind of structure she needs.
Maybe.
I don't know.
She's had problems for a while.
All right. The University of Utah student who was murdered 4 days after she broke up with Melvin Rowland, she was getting texts. This is Lauren McCluskey. She was getting texts and emails demanding $1,000 in exchange for keeping compromising pictures of her and Rowland private. She sent the money and called University of Utah police, but detectives did not open a formal investigation until 6 days later. They didn't call Rowland's parole officer, who might have removed him from the streets. In fact, they never figured out that Rowland was on parole. Rowland shot and killed McCluskey on campus Monday night. Police say officers found him dead hours later inside a Salt Lake City church from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Ms. McCluskey was a 21-year-old senior and track athlete from Pullman, Washington. University President Ruth Watkins said in a news conference Thursday that she will ask an outside investigator to review the police department protocols. It will be one of multiple inquiries into whether Utah law enforcement made mistakes in supervising Rowland and handling McCluskey's complaints against him. Governor Herbert has called for an investigation into the Utah Department of Corrections and Board of Pardons. We'll make sure that we get answers to the questions we have and take whatever necessary corrective actions are needed, said Governor Herbert. I have the ballot questions that you're going to be looking at when you vote, and please do vote. Number one, now these are not the candidates. These are the first one is a non-binding question, and it's pretty simple. It's a are you for or against? It just says for or against potential gas tax increase for public education and local roads. It is a non-binding, so it's an opinion. They just want your opinion, and I think they're saying a 10% increase in gas tax.
Hey, would you be willing to?
Yeah. Number two is the one you've heard the most about. That's the medical marijuana. Medical marijuana. Are you for or against having medical marijuana in Utah? Number three is, shall a law be enacted to expand Medicaid?
Yes.
Health care coverage program to include, based on income for previously ineligible low-income adults. This would give many people who are not able to get health care coverage, get many, many, many more of them able to get health care coverage. And number four, Proposition 4 is, are you for or against creating a 7-member nonpartisan commission to recommend redistricting plans to the legislature?
Yes.
This would happen every 10 years. It would be a nonpartisan. Right now, every 10 years, the party that's in power, which is always the Republicans, they get to redistrict things. A lot of states are going to this plan where a nonpartisan commission makes recommendations on how districts should be drawn to make voting fairer. Okay? Those are the four that you'll be looking at when you vote. Let's see. And the judges on the ballot. There's a way you can look at judges on the ballot. So you can go to a website that is, it's judges.utah.gov.
There's a link to that if you just go to vote.utah.gov.
That's the website of the Judicial Performance Evaluation Commission, created in 2008, and it provides a snapshot review of every judge along with in-depth evaluations.
Look
so
at
you
that.
So you can read as much or as little as you want about every judge and then make a decision.
Because there are good judges that need to be. We need to keep the good ones and get rid of the bad ones. So
When Daisha Phillips' food truck, Daisha Felipe, I think, the Salty Pineapple, was featured on the Food Network earlier this month, she had no idea that a $10,000 tip was at stake. By the end of filming for the food truck tip, though, it was clear she and her crew had won the grand prize. That's when chef, writer, and show host Andrew Zimmerman grabbed the tip jar, which reads, on a scale from $1 to $10, how attractive are you? And said, 10,000. I had no idea it was a contest, said Felipe, adding that it took several days and the check to clear before it sunk in that she had indeed won the money to invest in her Hawaiian barbecue business. She plans to use the cash to open a brick-and-mortar restaurant. Felipe competed against fellow Salt Lake City food trucks, Havana Eats, which serves Cuban-inspired dishes, and Nella, a wood-fire pizza truck, for the money. So it's called the Salty Pineapple. I haven't seen it around town, but they do Hawaiian food.
It sounds delicious.
I'll give it a try.
Listen, I like a good plate lunch. I'm telling you.
Moco Loco.
I haven't had a plate lunch in a long time either. I'm ready
Get
for
you
one.
a plate lunch.
I'm ready. And this is a terrible story. If you need any more proof that marijuana prohibition is a futile and outright stupid policy, take a look at the situation in Alabama, which wastes approximately $22 million on marijuana enforcement without putting a dent in the supply or a demand for marijuana in the state. Enforcing marijuana prohibition costs Alabama taxpayers approximately $22 million a year, which would be enough to fund an additional 191 preschool classrooms or pay 571 more K through 12 teachers, according to a joint study by the Alabama Appleseed Center for Law and Justice and the Southern Poverty Law Center. But instead of investing in the state's children, those tax dollars are being used to slap residents with criminal records that severely limit their access to education and diminish their job prospects. And it's not just Alabama that this is happening. This is just a study out of Alabama. Alabama wasted $21,000 to jail a man for 15 months. He had $10 worth of marijuana on him. They have very strict laws in Alabama. $10 worth of marijuana. He went to jail for 15 months. That all cost the state $21,000.
Doesn't make sense on any side of it.
That's stupid. Really stupid.
Yep.
All right?
Sports, weather, traffic.
Lots of sports. So you've got the Utes. Go Utes. Tonight at UCLA. That game is at 8:30. BYU plays Northern Illinois tomorrow at 1:30. And Utah State plays New Mexico tomorrow at 2 o'clock. The Jazz, they play tomorrow. They play the Pelicans. That's an early game at 5. And, of course, you got the World Series going on. It heads back to L.A. today, 6 o'clock, Red Sox and Dodgers. Weather, sunny today, not as cloudy as yesterday, and warmer, 66 for a high. And traffic, let's see if we can get an updated traffic for you before you vote for your boner. Crash westbound I-80 at East Canyon. Left lane is closed there. Crash westbound I-80, the ramp to go southbound I-15. Crash eastbound Bangor Highway, 2nd West in Draper. Crash 78 South Mountain View Corridor in West Jordan. And looks like that's it. Fink and McGregor, mortgage is made simple. Call Fink and McGregor today for your free mortgage analysis at 801-264-9494.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Republicans just don't do this kind of thing. Now, a lot of people were sending us to look at this Facebook post from David Alvord, who used to be the mayor of one of the Jordans.
South Jordan? South Jordan.
South Jordan.
I got it from Pat Bagley is where
Pat Bagley had it, and it was on Facebook and tweeted around and so forth. But you know who did it even better was Rush Limbaugh, who on Wednesday questioned who was responsible for the explosive devices and suspicious packages sent to Democratic figures, including former President Obama and Bill and Hillary Clinton.
There's 2 more today, one to Cory Booker and one to
James Clapper. Republicans just don't do that kind of thing, Limbaugh claimed during his radio show. Even though every event like mass shootings, remember every mass shooting there is, the Democrats in the media try to make everybody think right off the bat that some Tea Partier did it, or some talk radio fan did it, or some Fox News viewer did it. Turns out it's never, ever the case, Limbaugh added.
Never, ever the case.
Limbaugh added that none of the bombs went off before suggesting, also without evidence, that a Democratic operative was attempting to create the appearance that there are mobs everywhere. And former mayor of South Jordan, David Alford, said pipe bombs were sent to prominent Democrats, Joe Biden, so forth and so on, at the very moment Americans are voting by mail or about to vote in the booth. Whoever did it was evil and should be put in jail forever. But who did it? Let's examine the possibilities. These bombs were made. If these bombs were made by right-wingers, what was their plan? The bombs didn't go off. What happened to the detonation device? What did the right-wingers think the effect would be? The effect on the elections? These folks are not in power, so how would taking them out help the right wing's cause? It's possible they're just crazy and hate the folks on the left, but they'd have to be totally crazy. Most people sophisticated enough to do this, aren't totally crazy. If the bombs were made by left-wingers, what was their plan? Activate the Democratic base, who is ever increasing in thinking the other side is evil. Connect the act to Trump and his decrying of the fake news and harsh rhetoric. I think whoever did this should be put in prison forever. Not good. I think it's more likely that left-wingers did this because there's more of a clear motive. A right-winger would more likely make sure the bombs actually worked and wouldn't have done it before an election.
Really?
So it's a totally mad right-wing nut job or a sneaky Democrat.
Sneaky Democrat.
I think it's more likely a Democrat or socialist thinking himself quite clever.
I have an idea.
I don't.
Why don't we just wait and see
I don't
who
think
it
we
is?
know. I don't think we know who did it.
When they're investigating it, and then we'll know.
I guess it could be
Mm-hmm.
whoever did it's crazy.
Yeah.
It could be a crazy Democrat. It could be a crazy Republican.
It could be a crazy.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just somebody crazy. And it's somebody who's all stirred up because everything is crazy. And people speculating like that.
Not helpful.
That's crazy.
But we can answer Rush Limbaugh's statement.
Republicans just don't do this kind of thing. That's bullshit.
Yeah, there are 48 abortion clinics who would like to disagree with you.
Boner candidate number 3.
All right.
Republicans just don't do that.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Crazy people do this kind of thing. Boner candidate number 1. Listen, Dr. Pill, just because these people are out there, it doesn't mean you have to put them on the TV. A black teenager telling Dr. Phil, I know that I'm white. Well, just stay home and know that in your heart, okay? Boner candidate, I don't need to see you on TV. Boner candidate number 2, if you're armed to the teeth, you ought to drive sober. An arsenal of weapons found in the truck of a man who was passed out behind the wheel in Florida. And boner candidate number 3, the left Republicans, they just don't do that kind of thing, Mr. Snurdly.
All right, this is round 2. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's just the champion of round 2. It has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting coming up. Well, we did that an hour ago. We'll take both of those winners and put them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember that candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986 or call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Autumn will take your votes in the producer's booth. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting October 26 and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. Round 2.
The music starts when Radio from Hell ends. A 1-hour non-stop music wingding starts at 10 a.m.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our elders tracting on the ice planet Hoth. Oh, man, it's cold out here. Why is it so cold?
It's an ice planet, Lehigh. What do you expect?
Well, I'm sure glad my mom sent me these mittens.
And Zone Leader Hansen has sent us to some pretty dismal places before, but this has got to be the worst. I hope that this Wampa fella lets us in and offers us some piping hot postum.
These tauntaun thingies smell funny, and they're just not very comfortable to ride. I wish our hyperbikes hadn't frozen up. Let's see, 3rd cave on the left, just past the 2nd snowdrift. Yep, this must be it. Hello? Hello, Mr. Wampa?
I don't suppose his first name is Willie, do you? See, Willie Wampa. What? Hello, anybody home? Hey, pal, that's my ride home you're having for lunch.
You must be Mr. Wampa. Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Look out, Butch! Oh, man, he knocked you down. That's gonna leave a mark. Excuse me, Mr. Wampa, all we want is just a couple minutes of your time. Oh!
Hey, Lehigh, wake up.
Oh.
Wake up.
Oh, what in the flip?
This is just great. Here we are, hanging upside down, stuck to the roof of a wampa cave, our feet frozen in what appears to be wampa spit, while my ride home gets eaten by Mr. Wampa out there.
Yuck, I don't think this wampa spit's ever gonna come off my wingtips. Hey, there's somebody stuck to the ceiling behind you.
Huh? Hey, it's that farm boy from Tatooine. Hey, Luke, wake up.
Huh? Ben?
No, not Ben, it's me, Butch. I don't suppose you got a plan to get us out of here, do you?
If I could just reach for my lightsaber. There. Ah, so much for the element of surprise.
Hey, look, your dad, Darth Vader, cut off Lehigh's arm with one of those things. Cut him some slack.
Will Butch and Lehigh ever escape from Wampa Cave? Will Luke cut Lehigh's arm off just for the fun of it? Will our elders ever get the Wampa spit off of their wingtips? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... Oh, thanks, Luke. For a minute there, I figured we was Wampa Chow.
Luke.
Ben?
Luke.
Ben, is that you?
You will go to the Dagobah system.
Mr. Kenobi? Dagobah? I've never even heard of it.
That's a swamp planet. You're not missing much.
You must seek out Yoda and continue your training.
But I've already been to the MTC. Ben? Yoda? Dagobah?
Mr. Kenobi, are you sure? I mean, we've already been to Dagobah.
Hold on. I've got some problems here. Luke, you go to Dagobah and seek Yoda. Butch, Lehigh, you go thaw out your hyperbikes and continue tracting. I should have gotten Jedi call waiting.
On the next bone-chilling episode of Space Elders!
Gina Barberry on X96.
All right, 8:47 right now. Time to award round 2 of your boners.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by a banana.
A banana.
A banana.
And the 2018 Salt Lake Shred Fest, November 3rd at Liberty Park. Snowboard and ski rail jam, live music, food trucks, beer garden, lumberjack festival, and pro appearances. Tickets are $15 at shredfestival.com.
So we had boner candidate number 1, which was, listen, Dr. Pill, just because you can put these people on TV does not mean you have to. A black teenager on Dr. Phil telling people, I know that I'm white. I am. Boner candidate number 2, if you're armed to the teeth, you ought to drive sober. Really, you should. And boner candidate number 3, Republicans just don't do this sort of thing. That's what Rush Limbaugh says. Okay, Rush. They don't bomb things, do they, Rush? Check the abortion clinics. Check the Olympics in Atlanta. Check that. Let's see. Jared won the Shredfest tickets. Congratulations, Jared. And the winner, by a very wide margin, boner candidate number 3, Republicans just don't do this sort of thing.
All right. It's the winner of round 2. It now goes forward to Boner Fight. It could be the boner of the day if it defeats the winner of round 1's voting.
Could be.
All right, we'll throw them both into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That is when you'll decide boner of the day.
Before we do something else,
Yes.
we have another giveaway.
Okay.
Disney on Ice. Come celebrate Mickey's 90th birthday in Salt Lake City as Disney on Ice's 100 Years of Magic, playing Vivint Smart Home Arena November 15th through the 18th. See more than 50 of your favorite Disney stars, 14 classic tales, and over 30 timeless songs. Opening night tickets start at just $10 at Ticketmaster.com, or maybe you'll win a 4-pack of tickets from us right now. I'm going to give you a keyword that you will text to 33986. The keyword is great.
Great.
Great. Great. Text it to 33986.
I'm a dope.
What's the matter?
Oh, I just got an email from trying to total. They totaled my car.
Yeah.
And I had to send the title to the
the
insurance company, and I guess I signed it on the wrong line. I got the title today, but you signed on the buyer line, not the seller line. Please only sign the attached power of attorney.
Does it say dumbass after that?
It does not have to be notarized. I am unable to accept a photo, so please scan and email or fax back.
Great. There's no paper anymore, by the way.
You're an idiot.
Or no paper.
It doesn't say that. I thought I signed it on the right.
It's okay.
Ugh.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
We're not going to fire you like Megyn Kelly. That's not a fireable offense.
I am never going to get that kind of money. Megyn Kelly, she's not going to be on NBC anymore. I don't know why they put her on NBC to begin with.
You know what? This is like getting suspended from school. Like
What?
you do something wrong, you hate school, so you act up in school, so they suspend you so you don't have to go to school.
No, she's not suspended. She's going away.
No, but my point is, she still gets the money. How is this a punishment? Okay, for that, you don't have to work anymore, and here's a bunch of money.
So
how is that a punishment?
NBC was paying her $25 million a year.
Wow.
So now this is according to TMZ. Her deal is 3 years firm. She has about 1 year and 10 months to go.
Mm-hmm.
So her lawyer is going to call NBC and say, you got to pay the full salary or face a lawsuit.
That's what a contract's for.
Yeah. And she'll probably walk away with $50 million.
Again, you don't have to get up early anymore, and here's some money.
Yeah, this is far from punishment, I think.
She never has to work again.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to,
She
would you?
can just go, sit on a beach somewhere and count her $50 million. This is not a
That's
punishment.
what I'd do that.
$50 million. So if you don't
The
know...
trick is, Bill, getting a contract that's for $50 million and then saying something to get fired. So that's the trick.
A lot of so TMZ says her attorney sent an email to NBC President Noah Oppenheim saying that he wanted a face-to-face to discuss the settlement and wanted Ronan Farrow in the room.
Why?
Farrow is about to release a book highly critical of NBC and the way it handled his Harvey Weinstein reporting.
Oh, okay.
NBC said nope. The showdown between NBC brass and the attorney will go down Friday, today, during a phone call. There are a lot of pissed off NBC staffers who are watching the network cut costs left and right, and yet they made a $75 million deal with Megyn Kelly to do 2 shows, neither of which showcased the skill set which made her famous. That is being a bitch to people.
My guess is they were thrilled that she finally did something that they could get rid of her over, because her ratings have been terrible.
Think they were looking for it?
Yes.
Her ratings have been terrible because she wasn't doing what she did at Fox, which was being bitchy to people.
But part of that is NBC's fault for putting her on the Today Show. The Today Show is warm fuzzy. We're going to do a cooking segment.
But she
and we're
didn't
gonna
want to do
a-
that stuff anymore.
Well, but
she didn't want to
that's
do
what
the
she
bitchy
was-
stuff
That's
anymore.
what she was famous for.
I know, but I mean, it was her saying she didn't want to do it anymore. She wanted to be do the warm fuzzy stuff.
Oh, that's right. She did say that.
She wanted to do that. Well, okay, we'll give you a try.
Didn't work.
Nope, because she's a bitch.
So will she show back up on Fox, or will she just disappear
No.
with her money?
Do we have a countdown?
I don't think she'll show up anywhere really. I mean, I think she'll make attempts at doing stuff, but she's done pretty much. It's like I can't think of her name, the blonde who replaced Jane Pauley for a little while. She was
Joan.
No.
Joan London.
Joan London.
No. Oh, somebody in the chat room will know who I'm thinking of. She just didn't quite make it.
And did she not show up anywhere else?
She's still around a little bit here and there. I'll think of it in a minute. But she just didn't. She was not warm enough, and Megyn Kelly is not warm.
I bet that Megyn lays low for a while, maybe 6 to 8 months, and then
Deborah Norville.
Deborah Norville.
Yeah, and then we'll show up maybe on Fox News again.
Am I warm enough?
What?
I don't know. I don't know if you got a sweater
To take her place.
No.
Am I warm enough?
No, you're goofy.
I could do it.
Uh-huh.
I could totally do it.
You could whine your way through an hour of the Today Show. You could probably, you could whine your way through.
You know what? They sit on a couch the whole time. I'm good at that.
Well, if there was wine, you could whine your way through.
Oh, I could do that like Hoda and Kathy
Hoda and
Lee.
Kathy Lee. That's what you need.
See that is beyond me. That pairing is just.
And that one works.
I try to watch that, and I just go, "What the hell?"
People watch that one. I don't get it.
I don't either. Boozing it up.
Would I have to do traffic on the Today Show?
No.
No?
No.
Let's see. We've got Parley's Canyon having some issues. About 20 extra minutes if you're heading down the canyon. There's an accident at East Canyon that's blocking a couple of lanes there. And that's about it. Things seem to be moving pretty well. I'm looking at green cameras all up and down the Wasatch Front. So there is your traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We got Boner Fight coming up to determine who is Boner of the Day. Along with a reasonable amount of news. Gina?
You know who the best DJ in Utah is? Because he can't lie because he has the domain name. It's Richie T. Best
Really?
Yep, bestdjinutah.com. Oh, we talked a lot about him doing weddings and things like that. This time of year, though, holiday parties. And not just like your family holiday party, but if you have a business where maybe you already have like a luncheon scheduled or something, but you need a little extra something, someone to keep it moving, keep it fun. Richie T is the person to do that for you. And he's booking right now for your holiday parties, bestdjinutah.com. Of course, he still does, weddings and things. You can contact him about that. But think about your holiday parties, game shows, dance instruction. You can read on his Facebook page. There's a bunch of reviews for the work he's done. People seem to love Richie T. Stedman, bestdjinutah.com.
Over the years, X96 has sent listeners to see concerts in great cities.
I ate a 100-day-old steak.
Good for you.
100-day-old meat?
Good for you.
we
Didn't
went-
even give you any pause at all.
What? No, because there was lots of wine before it happened. So we went to, and I never know how to say it. It's either Veneto or Veneto.
How do you spell it?
Veneto.
Veneto.
But
You're
I think
but
I think
you're
it might be
Italian. You
Veneto.
should. No, it's
I don't-
Veneto. Veneto.
And Joe said it's the best meal he's ever eaten in Salt Lake, and he's eaten a lot of good meals. It's mostly lost on me because cheese, and I'm dumb. But the owner, Marco, came out and he said, I want to give you this 100-day aged T-bone, as the New York strip on one side and the filet on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so big, the whole table can share it.
Wow.
And he brought it out to the table, like before he cooked it, just to show us.
Raw meat right here.
Yeah. And it looked like you just pulled it out of the meat counter. It was red, and when he's telling me it's 100 days old.
Mm-hmm.
And then he showed us a piece of what he cut off the top of it.
And?
Which was like 2 inches of
what?
Like green and white.
Where did he have that in his pocket?
No,
did he pull it out of his pocket?
He was just holding it all together. Whatever the rind it creates on it after you leave it out.
Okay.
I wanted you. I'm telling you this so you guys.
You're
would
looking
be proud
for
of me.
a pat on the back?
Yes. And he's like, now I'm gonna go back and cook it, but
Come here,
I
come
just show.
There you go. All right.
So she.
I totally ate it.
She's looking for a pat on the back for eating a $50 steak. It was more than that. It was. She's looking for a pat on the back.
But four people
for
shared
eating-
it. 4 people shared
for
it.
eating a $100 steak.
And
it was. I've never tasted anything like it.
It was that good.
And it's not. It's not even like it was steak. It was like it was a whole other.
A whole other level of
thing.
You're looking for a pat on the back for leading a privileged lifestyle.
No,
way to go!
We were 4 people that shared this one steak. It was. We all just had little bits of it, but.
You way to go, 1%er. Well, it's because
on this day,
the drummer, I didn't write his name down, for the B-52s.
Mr. B-52 drummer.
This is a birthday today.
Breaking news.
Oh, yeah, I did. I heard you mention this. I didn't see it.
A man's been taken into custody in Florida for questioning as part of the pipe bomb packages investigation. Authorities are going to have a press conference at 2:30 Eastern Time.
Wow.
To
press
comment.
Conference? Wow.
So maybe they got him.
Well, if they're going to have a press conference, that means they're pretty confident about something.
That's what I was just going to say.
I was wondering if the president was notified of this early this morning, and that's why he was up heavy tweeting all night.
Why would that make him heavy?
Because maybe they
shiny keys,
or maybe he knows what sort of person this is, and he's worried about how that will affect him.
Why would his? Tweets,
I'm just speculating.
Why would his tweets indicate that?
Because he was tweeting about the bombing all weekend or all night and talking about.
I still don't understand.
If you follow his patterns.
Yeah.
Whenever something is about to go down, for some reason he goes on a furious tweet storm, and then a few hours later we find out something has happened.
I'm saying this might make sense later today when, now I see why he was over tweeting this morning. Yes, Rich.
Federal officials have said that they've arrested one person in the Miami area in connection with the explosive devices.
I just said that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. That must have happened between that room and this room.
Yeah. Oh, look, it says federal officials have said.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
It just popped up on my screen.
That's okay.
I was jamming to my own private Idaho, and then I got that text message.
Yeah. Well, that's good news.
Yeah. They made fast work of it.
Yeah. Let's see, 2:30 Eastern time is 1:30 and 12:30 our time. 12:30 afternoon. All right, so I saw this story in the news today. A couple plunged to their death from a popular proposal cliff at Yosemite National Park.
Don't propose on a cliff.
And that made me think, I almost made it a boner candidate because I thought, okay, good. Now, obviously, I don't want people to fall off the cliff and die. But I was at a Bryce Canyon this past weekend, Saturday. And so as I'm hiking up out of the canyon, we hiked down to Queen's Garden and then hiked back out. And as you get to the top, there's a place right at the top of the rim of the canyon, at that spot, where there's a little part where you can, if you want to, you could walk out onto a little rock outcropping that if you then fell from that rock outcropping, you would fall
to your death,
couple of 100 feet down into the canyon, and maybe not die, or maybe you would die, but you'd be certainly seriously injured. Now, my daughter started to walk out onto that little thing a little bit, and I went, please don't walk out there. And she said, I'm being careful. And I said, don't. And she said, no, I won't do it. Well, that was when we were on our way down. As we came out, a young couple, good-looking, athletic, fit young couple.
One of those couples that does things.
Yeah. Yeah, you've seen them, Gina. The young woman walked out onto it kind of like, yeah, hey, look at this. And she turned back to her friends and gestured out toward the canyon. Get a picture! And then the guy jumped out there with her. And they're both standing there gesturing and get a picture. And I'm thinking, and they filled the space up. Like one misstep.
Now, when I went,
and they're holding each other, around the waist.
When I went to the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland.
The cliffs of what?
Moher.
How much more?
Moher. Moher.
Oh, I see. J. Moore.
They're
named after him.
Huge cliffs, and there are signs saying, "You can see just fine from where you are. Don't crawl out there." And a fence, but not a high fence. And I was with people that looked out and saw other people that had disregarded the sign and the fence and crawled out onto the ledge to look at it. And I said, there's a reason this fence is here. Don't do that.
Now
but
these
they
people,
wanted a picture.
It's the Instagram. It's the Instagramming of the world.
Yeah.
We have to do this. It's Instagram time. And it's just ridiculous. So foolish. Now, I'll walk up to the edge and look carefully and go, okay, that's enough.
I won't. I went to the Grand Canyon and didn't look at it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I swear to God, I said, I've seen pictures. Yeah. I'm fine back here.
I'll go up to the edge and take I want to see it. But if it's a little tiny outcropping like that, no, I won't do that. And it's just, and there are signs that say they're not. There's nothing to prevent you from doing it, but except there are signs that say we would advise you not doing it, or there are signs that say be aware that if you have small children, you ought to. But I saw kids down there, little kids, and there were parents letting them just kind of run around. I'd be sure I knew where they were every second.
Yep. Don't do it.
Hey, did you guys hear? One person is in custody.
What?
Arrested?
For the bombs in Florida.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they're going to do a press conference later.
Carrie,
did you guys hear?
This just in?
They caught him.
People are sending us.
They caught him walking up to the edge of a.
All right, we're going to take a break. We will be back. Boner fight.
Yeah.
A reasonable amount of news.
Yeah.
All on the way. Stand by.
X96 presents beer, bourbon, and barbecue. Saturday, October 27th at the Gateway. Admission is free. Attendees will be able to purchase food and drink.
90 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
I just got the Daily Mail, so the British press.
British press.
They always have a little bit more information about the breaking news that they arrested somebody in the bombings. They say he's a male in his 50s.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
Yeah, that's way to go, British
He's
press.
a male in his 50s.
So he must be a Republican.
That's all I can. There are no 50-year-old Democrats.
Must be a Democrat. I mean,
must
or
be a crazy.
Yeah.
We'll find out later about
All right.
things.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Remember that information that the Deep Voice guy just gave you. You're going to need it here in about 5 or so minutes to vote for Boner of the Day. But right now, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
Federal authorities made an arrest in connection with the nationwide bombing campaign against outspoken critics of President Trump. It was not immediately clear if it was Donald Trump Jr. No, it was not immediately clear who had been taken into custody, but a man arrested in Florida, 2 law enforcement officials said. We can confirm one person in custody. Will hold a press conference at the Justice Department, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The arrest came only hours after the mysterious spate of pipe bombs spread further on Friday, as federal authorities said that they had found 2 more of the explosive devices, one addressed to Senator Cory Booker, the other to James Clapper, the former head of national intelligence. The package addressed to Clapper was meant to be delivered to the New York offices of CNN, where he works as an analyst, but was intercepted at a mail facility in Midtown Manhattan. Police officials in New York said the package addressed to Cory Booker, a New Jersey Democrat, was found in Florida, which 2 people briefed on the matter have said has become a focus of the intense nationwide investigation. And that's where they arrested this person.
Apparently, they found him through DNA evidence.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Which means they had his DNA.
Yeah.
He had his DNA on file.
Yeah, they probably from licking the stamp or
Who licks a
sneezing,
stamp anymore?
or sneezing on it or
Stamps
something.
are just...
A news conference on Friday, Friday morning, John Miller, the New York Police Department Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism, said a postal worker at the mail facility recognized the package addressed to Clapper as similar to the suspicious packages discovered this week, and he froze it in the system. The department's bomb squad responded to the facility and secured the package for delivery to an FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia. Clapper said he wasn't surprised that a device had been sent to him. He'd been a frequent critic of President Trump, a similarity shared with everyone else whose names have appeared on the packages so far. Again, has anyone checked our mail?
We don't get mail.
Mr. Clapper also said that on Wednesday night he had taken precautions after the first packages were discovered. While he and his wife were away from their home this week, he said he told his neighbor, "Don't pick up our mail. I know you usually do when we're gone. You pick up our mail for us. Don't do it." 12 crude explosive devices have been found since Monday. But it doesn't affect Gigi and Bella and Anwar Hadid.
It doesn't?
No, they rocked the runway at Moschino and H&M.
Look at them go.
Well, somebody needs to.
Rocked the runway, baby. On Wednesday night, celebrities like Paris Jackson and Diplo and BB Rexa, they sat in the front row at the Moschino and H&M fashion show, but the runway itself was even more star-studded, debuting Jeremy Scott's designs. Oh, they are great.
Oh, I've been dying for Jeremy Scott's designs.
I know. For the fast fashion company were the likes of Winnie Harlow and Candace Swainpole, while Naomi Campbell closed the show in spectacular fashion and proving that the family that struts together stays together. All three Hadid...
That's the problem. Most of us aren't strutting together.
All three Hadid siblings Look at them. There they are.
They are ridiculously beautiful.
This country needs to come together and strut together.
Mm-hmm.
That Anwar, he's just the best. Anwar only made his modeling debut last year, but judging by his older sister's success, it's only a matter of time before he starts dominating campaigns and catwalks too.
Blue Steel.
Cat couldn't scratch it.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
All right, here we go. The winner from round one, going up against the winner, or just going up the winner of round two. We had in round one in the 7 o'clock hour, we had a local boner candidate. It was the person who sent me this boner candidate via email, and it's from a neighborhood here in Salt Lake. Says, longtime listener, thanks for letting me. I saw a person's Halloween decor. They had two skeletons being pulled through a fence by a white truck. On the truck was written, Mexico or bust. People in the neighborhood were commenting on how clever it was, but I felt angry. I asked my husband if I was making a big deal out of it. To me, this display was meant to convey the message that Mexicans should be dragged back to Mexico, dead or alive. I know it's Halloween, but this is supposed to be a fun, candy-oriented day for the kids, and a strong cocktail or four for me. But apparently it's a time for monsters and damn racist bigots to come out. That's boner candidate number one, going up against number two. Republicans don't do that sort of thing, Mr. Schnerdley. That's Rush Limbaugh talking about the bomb threats that have been going on. He says it must be Democrats because Republicans, or must be a liberal. Republicans just don't do this kind of thing.
All right. There you go. You've got to decide who is boner of the day, candidate one or candidate two. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text if you want it to win. That's how you vote for it. And then you text that to 33986. All we need in the message of your text is just that single digit. All right? You can call 877-602-9696. Autumn will take your votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight October 26 and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
John Smith kicks off your workday with a 1 hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we join our elders as they are drawn to a mysterious, uncharted planet.
Are you sure the weird booming voice in your head said that this was the planet?
Yeah, this is the place.
I'm getting no signs of life on this planet anywhere. Just some weird power source in a cavern well beneath the surface.
Well, we better check it out.
Wow, cool cavern. Hey, Lehigh, look. Lava lamps. Keen, huh?
Hey, Butch, you shouldn't mess around with stuff that's not ours.
Put me down.
Who said that?
It came from the lava lamp.
That is not a lava lamp. It is my receptacle. I am Calgon. Welcome to our world.
Sorry. Well, who's in the other receptacle?
That is my son, Polygon. We have resided here for 50,000 years, waiting for someone to come.
Hi. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
And we heard you call, and we're here to offer any assistance we can. How did you guys end up in these receptacle thingies anyway?
We were a proud people, so technically advanced that we would be considered gods by your standards. We could have made an operational hyperbike the size of a walnut.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't be very useful, though.
Centuries ago, our world was ravaged by war. We saw our own destruction and designed this cave to ensure the survival of our species. Of all the great minds of our world, only my son and I have survived.
Well, what do you want from us? A chance to hear the first discussion?
After 50,000 years, we wish to borrow your bodies so that we may get out and stretch our legs.
Oh, and what would happen to us?
You would occupy our receptacles during our short stay in your bodies.
Oh, hey, no way. How do we know you guys even have legs?
Come on, Butch, it'll be fun. Besides, we're here to help people.
And what guarantee do we have that you won't leave us stranded in these receptacles for the next 50,000 years?
I promise. Cross my heart.
Well, we'll have to take your word for that. Okay, we'll do it.
Oh, Father, I have forgotten what it was like to breathe the air. We have been in the receptacles for far too long.
Yes, my son, far too long. I can't wait to have a cup of coffee.
Not in my body, you don't.
And I want to get a Slurpee and give myself brain freeze.
Oh, I hate brain freeze. Hey, time's up. Get back in your receptacles.
Have Butch and Lehigh been cheated out of their bodies? Could our elders baptize a receptacle? Are they waterproof or do they float? Will Lehigh's body get its first taste of coffee? Can Butch survive a bad case of brain freeze? Tune in next time to hear Calgon say...
Well, my son, we gave our word. It is now time to surrender their bodies and return to our receptacle.
No way! I haven't even gotten to play Nintendo yet. You just want to give them back their bodies because I got the good-looking one.
Oh, how true.
On the next hip-dislocating episode of Space Elders!
96.
It is 6:30, or excuse me, 9:34.
What were you're taking us back in time, Carrie Jackson?
I'm traveling there. But it is time to award Boner of the Day.
And that's brought to you by...
in part.
In part by that. I don't know what to call that. It was a kale beanie, I guess. Kale and beans.
That's
and
what I named it.
Sausage and a little bit of oil. And it was just great.
And Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Oh, I know what really topped it off. Lemon juice and a little bit of lemon zest. So that kind of kicked it.
That was nice.
So we had Boner Candidate number 1. Have a happy racist Halloween. The racist Halloween display in someone's neighborhood here in the Salt Lake Valley. We were alerted to that by a lovely listener of ours. And that was going against Boner Candidate number 2. Republicans just don't do that sort of thing, do they, Mr. Schnurdly?
Well.
Rush Limbaugh talking about the bombs that have been sent out. 12 all in all now. And Gina was saying that apparently the van that the guy was captured in. Mm-hmm. They have a suspect in custody, and he was in a van.
Yep.
And the van, Gina,
covered in pro-Trump and and alt-right stickers.
Yeah, well, there you go. Again, he's trying to throw people off. He's obviously
that's what you would
he's
do,
obviously a leftist liberal Democrat.
Or as Parker Malloy on Twitter says, Guy's van looks like an ice cream truck that sells racism.
Yes.
Trying to throw people off. Yeah. So Timbre, somebody named Timbre won a Boner T-shirt. Congratulations. And the voting was very close. Racist Halloween display here, or racist Rush Limbaugh, but by 3 votes. I guess Rush Limbaugh is not being racist in this instance. He's just being a fathead, like he often is. Winning by 3 votes, Rush Limbaugh.
All right, that is Boner of the Day for October 26. And it is now possible it may be Boner of the Week.
Be, yeah.
Depends on Dave the Flower Guy. He's going to decide that in our next break.
I was just going to say this about Rush Limbaugh. However, I've been listening to him a little bit lately. I haven't.
Why?
Because you should. I haven't listened to him for a long time. I used to listen to him quite a bit because he was pretty funny, and then he got where he wasn't funny anymore.
Is he back to being funny?
He is kind of.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he is kind of now gone back to being, doing things in a more humorous style. So he's still not as funny as he used to be, but he used to be able to turn a phrase very well. Coming to you from high atop the EIB tower, talking to you with one half of my brain tied behind my back, just to make it fair for you people. Things like that. He was pretty funny. The Excellence in Broadcasting Network and all of that.
He still says all that, doesn't he?
A little bit, but not as he got too full of being Rush Limbaugh, I think. When he was all of a sudden became the spokesman, for the Republican Party.
He took himself too seriously.
Yeah. Now, but then Sean Hannity got that crown,
Well, he's on Trump's speed dial.
Yeah.
They talk to each other before they go to bed every night.
So I think Mr. Hannity is that guy now, and so Rush has gone back to being a little funny, trying to get some of his audience back.
I thought he was trying to be Alex Jones.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Alex is done, I think. Somebody will have to pick up those pieces, but Alex is done.
I don't want to pick up his pieces.
No, you can't pick them up. They're pretty greasy. He's pretty
greasy
done.
Pieces.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Someone will step into those shoes, though. Somebody has to do it.
Well, I'll bet it'll be Alex again. He'll find a new distribution source. Oh. Since Facebook and Twitter kicked him off, he's down just temporarily, I think.
I don't know. Does Glenn Beck have as much?
Not as much.
You don't seem to hear from him as much as you used to.
The Blaze kind of burnt quickly and then faded away.
Didn't
it's still doing
file
stuff.
Bankruptcy and stuff?
Yeah, he's filed for bankruptcy. They still do stuff.
He's still on the radio.
Yeah.
And Dr. Wiener, Savage, Savage. He's still on, but you don't hear that. Although I think he still gets pretty good ratings where he plays. I listen to him occasionally as well. I don't know. I just like to keep tabs.
It's the same reason I don't unfriend people on Facebook. Like the right wing people that post crazy stuff on Facebook, because I want to know what they're up to.
Well, then, so why do you say? Why do you listen to
I
them?
don't know.
You keep tabs on them.
See, I've heard what they have to say, and I don't need to hear it again.
It is kind of the same. That's why I don't listen as much as I used to.
Everybody says, "Well, you're not listening to my side." No, I'm old enough to have heard what you have to say. Someone else said it before you, and they were wrong too. So I don't need to hear it again.
I am amused though when I hear Sean Hannity's talking about how he works out every day and he has weapons training. I have weapons training. I don't know.
I'm just trying to look at the van.
When can we go back? When can we go back to being nice to each other?
No, I'm afraid that time has passed.
But there are still people you can be nice with. You can be nice with Spencer Cox, and you can be nice with Gary Herbert.
Sure,
you can be nice. They're nice people.
I'm tired of the fighting.
I don't like doing it.
Which Carrie will say, no, don't be tired of the fighting. Keep up the good fight.
Because the fight really has just begun.
Yeah.
It really has. this election is not, going to solve everything.
No.
We got a long ways to go. And don't get happy and don't get tired.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. See, I knew you would.
Let my people go.
Who are your people?
I don't have any people. I really don't have any
You
people.
should get some people.
No, they've gone. They left a long time ago. Nobody was holding them in the first place, and so they just left.
Where can he get some people? Where does one
You
go?
used to have a posse, Bill.
Could we get the sales staff on that? Get me some people. I'd like to do ad libs for people.
Surely we can barter some people.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to do
wanna do
commercials for people.
That's a great idea.
It is, isn't
Let
it?
me tell you all about Jason.
My people.
Jason is a great guy. It's just
Today I'm going to talk about one of
Yeah.
my people.
Yeah. Here's what
Yeah.
Jason has going. He's going to be, going out for lunch today.
Now,
and he's
what we do is we start a new feature. You remember that old talk show? I think it was on Channel 4. Dave Blackwell used to host Blackwell's People.
Yeah.
And you want to highlight a person?
So what we do is we
Bill's
people.
All Reds
spotlight?
people.
Yeah.
And we get the same theme.
A spotlight on.
All Reds Army. Yeah. Today I'm going to talk about Frank.
He likes to garden.
Yeah.
We can't do this show unless you get some people.
Yeah, that's true. I need people.
I mean, you don't want to do fake people. You don't want to make up people.
Well, so if you'd like to apply
To be
to
one
be
of
one of
Bill's-
All Reds Army.
Email Bill at x96.com.
I think you should call it All Reds People.
All Reds people?
Yeah, because you need people.
Bill's people?
Yeah.
Okay, I need
Because
people.
Army sounds, confrontational.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
just,
that's
they're
good.
just your people.
Yeah, I was just trying to be alliterative.
If you want to be one of Bill's people,
Yeah.
email him, Bill at x96.com.
Bill at x96.com. Tell me a little bit about
yeah.
yourself, just a little like a paragraph, and
Maybe include a photo.
yeah, Bill's people, and we'll maybe I'll amass a group of people, and then you could be.
Dylan, get on the Google machine, find out what the theme music was for Blackwell's People on Channel 4, and we'll just steal it because he's not using it.
Is it a thing? Do you think it's out there?
I don't know. Might be.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Bill's. So if you want to be one of my people, and then maybe we'll have parties and stuff.
Maybe it's a podcast. You need another podcast
No, I
to do,
don't
don't you?
know. I don't know.
I have a podcast.
What's that called?
Remain Seated with Gina Barberi. It drops today.
It drops?
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll get Boner of the Week right after these. Hang on.
X96 and Corey O'Brien. Hello, everybody. Tonight.
Original Alternative X96.
All right. 9:49.
The suspect arrested for the sending out all those pipe bombs has criminal history. And the van that he was in is covered with stickers that are all right-wing extremist things.
I saw it. There's pictures of Hillary with a target on her.
Yeah.
And
there's a picture of Donald Trump in a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Well, it's certainly disturbed. There's no doubt about that. And there'll be a news conference at 12:30. They'll talk about they'll talk about the suspect and what his criminal past is, and what led them to arrest this guy. President Trump has been briefed on the arrest made in connection with the packages, and will be making a statement at noon.
All right.
Okay. Oh, no, not at noon. I'm sorry, I misread that. I'll be speaking at the Young Black Leadership Summit in 15 minutes, where I will address the investigation into the bomb packages. I guess that's at noon. That would be at noon Eastern time.
So soon.
Yeah, like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Kamala Harris has received a suspicious package.
I knew she had to be on the list.
She had to be there. Yeah, if Cory Booker was there, she had to be there.
And on this van, there's a target on Michael Moore. I'm like, oh yeah, surely he would have been on the list too, I would think. Very strange.
Yeah, Michael Moore better watch his mail.
What do you got going on this weekend, Carrie? What show are you binge watching?
None.
None?
I saw Halloween yesterday, though.
Oh, you went to the theater?
To the theater.
Well, why didn't you tell us
Was it
about
as good as my son said it was?
Yeah, I was well pleased with it.
Good.
There were a lot of nods to the original.
Mm-hmm.
Some shots completely recreated.
Mm-hmm.
It was scary.
Good.
In the first movie, I wasn't afraid of Michael Myers, really. I just didn't.
You weren't a teenage girl.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I was.
This time I was afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
They really portrayed his brutality, and he wasn't just the slow walking guy with the knife.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing more, and you were rooting for Laurie Strode to get her revenge.
You bet.
That was pretty cool. But it was. I can't remember the guy's name, and I need to check on this and see. You remember the actor that was in that bug alien invasion show that we watched? The Skitters.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the sheriff of the town in this one.
Can't think of his name.
And they said that he was first on the scene when Michael Myers originally attacked. He was first on the scene, and he's sheriff now. And I wonder if that actor was in fact.
Let me look.
in Halloween. The original.
Halloween the original. I wonder.
I don't know.
He might have been a young, fresh-faced.
Is he Officer Hawkins?
Hawkins, yeah.
That's Will Patton.
Will Patton. Yeah. He's been around for a long time.
Well, let's see.
He's been acting.
What year was the
Halloween?
Yeah.
It was 30 years ago, wasn't it? He plays a crusty, cop kind of person really well.
Is he the same character as he was?
He's dialing it back a bit from Skitters.
Yeah. Damn Skitters! They killed my Meyer.
I'd like it to be. I'd like that if that actor was in fact the guy. He's probably just playing the character.
Yeah, I don't see him in.
Darn.
That would be cool.
Halloween.
Pope. Was Pope his name?
Yeah, in the Skitters show, whatever that stupid thing was.
Yeah. Anyway. Hi, David. Boner of the week.
Dave is here. David, the flower guy.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Have you got your? What do you got there? Jewelry for sale?
Yeah.
They're closing it out.
Uh-huh.
All right. So buy jewelry from Dave. Say hi to him. Buy stuff from him. Get him to mow your lawn. Help him out. He's a hardworking guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Boner candidate number 1 from Monday. You are what your genitals say you are. That's the law. They're going to perhaps, the Trump administration is going to perhaps narrowly defined gender as a biological immutable condition determined by your genitalia at birth. If you've got a penis, you're a boy, a vagina, you're a woman, and that's it. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. Trump says it's okay to grab him right there. That was the defense a man used when he groped a woman on an airplane. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. This is how low they will go. A white supremacist in Idaho sending out extremely racist robocall against Florida gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum. Boner candidate number 4 from Thursday. Neighborhood rules clearly state no livestock. It's the woman. Oh, that's the woman who had a garden. Yeah, she has a garden to attract butterflies, and the neighbors, or the homeowners association, is irked that she's attracting butterflies. It says right here in our homeowners association rules, no livestock. And Boner candidate number 5 from today. Republicans just don't do this sort of thing. Rush Limbaugh said it can't be a Republican. A right-wing person, it can't be a Republican who did these bombings. Republicans just don't do that kind of thing. There you go, Dave. Who's the boner of the week?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Trump says it's okay to grab them right there.
The
excuse the man used for groping a woman on a plane.
All right. There you go. That is boner of the week. Thank you, David.
Yep.
All right, let's do the promo and get out of here.
We're holding on, Gina.
The weather this weekend will be warm. Actually warm.
Enjoy it.
Make me.
Fine.
Listen to Monday's Radio from Hell show. We'll have Geek News on the radio, Amy Donaldson talking World Series and Utes football, and your chance to qualify to see 21 Pilots in Boise.
It's Radio from Hell Monday morning.
On X96. Pardon?
Why would I want to go to my hometown?
Boise?
Boise.
I know that was your hometown.
That's where I was born.
Well, Boise's a fine town.
No, it's not your hometown anymore. This is your hometown.
Yeah.
You've been adopted.
They don't want you back. Hi, John.
Hey, dudes.
John, that's your name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That is my name. You remembered.
I pulled the name out of the air.
That's a good guess.
Mm-hmm. Good.
How's it going?
Fine. What do you got today?
I have tickets to the 21 Pilot Show.
Mm-hmm.
I have tickets to Disturbed.
All right.
And I am going to do a thing where I play the 96th text that I get. I will play no matter what it is.
The song?
Yep. So I will say, text me now. Text me your request. So whatever the 96th one is, I will play.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll play.
What are you going to request?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, you have to tell me or I can't play it.
I want...
Jesus Built My Hot Rod.
Sure, that's a good one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
If that's the 96 text, I will play it.
Gonna ram-a-lam ding my ding-along ding-along.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Utah by 5. Trust me.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
X96, 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now.